What up? What up? Travis, Rob, LA Bruins. I was like running really behind. Sorry. Long day already. Let's see. Are we on everywhere? Come on. No. Yep, that one's on. Okay. That one's on. And there's Dan. What's going on? What's up, Two Hacks? Oh, I need to put that in there, don't I? Let's see. Put the link up. There we go. I'm here. I think it's me at least. Let's see. You know what I did? I think I need to check something real quick. Of course. There we go. Let's see. Boop. Something beeped. Okay. What's up, Travis? That's what beeped. Sorry about that.
What's up, Jason?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good. It's a long 12-hour day today.
Yeah, I had yesterday and today was like one Monday altogether.
They had the orthotic protection people come by, and I had to walk around with them all day.
Oh, shoot.
And my phone does that, how many steps a day?
Mm-hmm.
And I walked 7 miles at work.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
But the question is, did you get anything done?
No, I just watched people work.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a big negative, Ghost Rider.
Oh, man. I am dragging ass today, Jason.
Oh, dude, I tell you, I know. That's pretty cool. Nice. What's up, Rob? What's up, Doc? Yeah, exactly. Ran errands, yeah. Yeah, my day sucked at work too, Rob. Don't feel bad. Yeah, we were my guys over the weekend decided they were going to try and break everything, literally.
I decided to play around with that GTO, trying to get a hood. We built cars, and we've spent better part of the last decade, it seems, trying to line up a hood. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning by the time I left, and I had to crawl into work at 7. It's like, oh man.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
That was like that old rusty
car stuff.
That old rusty S10 I got. I put the door seals on it last Monday because I had a holiday, and I had to go up to the old shop I worked at with my brother Rob on here, and we messed around trying to we got them shutting finally straight, but man, I hate doing that. It's not my favorite thing to do for sure.
See, this car had been wrecked at one point. We got everything frame straight, but somebody built around that.
Mm-hmm.
And what doesn't make sense is we have everything square. You can measure everything; it's square, and the hood is not. It's like defies physics.
Yeah, right.
It's like an illusion.
I've never got a hood to line back up factory looking.
Yeah, they're a nightmare.
Well, it's funny, when the whole car was bent up, it was perfect.
Yeah, like you said.
I'll bend the car back up.
I know. It's crazy, man. It just won't.
Let Tom in here. What's happening, Tom?
Right.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Just getting all the kids tucked in for tonight.
I make my kids tuck themselves in nowadays.
Yeah. I came home and informed my daughter, she's almost 17, that she's starting a new job on Friday.
Mm.
She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, oh, yeah, you are. You're starting my sister and brother-in-law own a restaurant and a brewery. And
cool.
they need like busing help and stuff like that. And
Oh, perfect job.
with the whole like COVID thing, everything was really weird in Illinois about working.
Mhm.
So, it's like, nope, you're getting a job. And you're starting Friday. I have plans. I said, you're changing them.
Yeah, you have plans, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh crap! I was working on a 350Z clutch. Let's see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Sucks to be you, Rob. Hey,
I helped a buddy change plugs in one of those with a V6, and it was a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a socket. I've used it one time for the old RX-7 with the rotary engine.
Mhm.
The flywheel just had one big like 2-inch nut. I've used that socket one time, and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Were those things a nightmare to work on? Those rotaries?
Really, they weren't too bad to work on. The older ones had cold start issues. Like they would just flood themselves to death. So
Yeah.
it seemed like everyone I ever worked on, I was putting a kill switch on the fuel pump to get the motor running and then turn the fuel on. Because if you didn't, it would just kill it had 4 spark plugs like in a square, Yeah, they were crazy. They were finicky, but I mean, I worked on them enough. I guess it wasn't so bad. But the new ones, I would not want any part of. Man, no way.
Yeah.
There's a guy up east of Nashville that does all of the FDs, the last generation of RX-7,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a 4-rotor twin turbo. Beautiful car. All titanium steering components and stuff underneath it. It's beautiful, but that's all he does in his basement.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think, Travis. There's a motorcycle company that made a rotary bike.
Oh,
Honda had one.
Was it Honda?
Yeah. What was that, Tom?
There was a couple actually that used the rotary.
Yeah.
I just remember the Honda was the only one I remember with the rotary, but yeah, I'm sure there was more than one. Actually, it was
Skidoo had one, which was started out as a Suzuki, and then it was the Skidoo.
Okay.
And then they used it wasn't Polaris, but it was another American brand in the late 70s that used a single-cylinder rotary out of their snowmobiles and motorcycles.
Wow. What's up, Jeremy? What's up,
That
Levi?
sounds familiar, Tom. It was like its own brand, but it used a Skidoo motor.
Yeah, I can't remember. It started with a B. It wasn't Brigadier or something else.
It was something weird, but it was kind of a cafe racer style motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
Like a British style bike.
Yep.
Hey, Barrows, how you doing, brother?
Oh, it's the Tom Green show. or Red Green show. That's what it was.
Red Green.
Red Green.
Say, I don't think Barrows is Tom Green.
No.
It's the Red Green show. Did you all see that where he pulled the motor and transmission out of that motorhome?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
get to
With
see
the
it yet.
tractor?
Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah.
to see it yet.
Oh, I thought I did some sketchy stuff. That was awesome.
I don't know. He was chasing critters today, mean ones.
Yeah, he said one of his biggest fans or something. I saw. I haven't got. I've been so busy.
It's pretty
today.
good.
I literally just finished my chores and got on here at 8:30 exactly. Like I didn't get a head start on nothing, man.
I was working on editing a video and I was just not into it, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I did some stuff today. I was like, I'll work.
Well, I was waiting for some parts to come in because like one of the parts I have coming in was going to do for a video, and I'm like, well, I ain't got nothing going on tonight. I was going to go do a couple
Hey,
things.
Jackie.
Speaking of critters, you won't believe it. Yesterday, I actually went out through the shop to pick up the race car with the race car trailer, and it was like 6:30 at night, so it's starting to get a little dark out. And my buddy was like, "You got to walk with me out to the other shop to get the drive shaft and everything." And I was like, this is your place. Why are you afraid to walk out there alone? He says, we just caught a cougar on the trail camera.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
So yeah, that's why the race car isn't here at the house right now.
Yeah. That's a pretty good reason.
that's a good reason, Tom.
Dang. Where are you at, Tom? Where are you located?
Central Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was I live in Southwest Ohio, but I was up in Northeast Ohio camping back in the fall, and there was a bunch of deer out. You know, it was getting close to rut, and my wife wanted to go take some pictures of us. We walked down the lane by where we were camping, and there was no deer. I'm like, where'd all the deer go? So I had my flashlight on, and we had the camera. I see these two eyes coming out of the tall grass. It was a bobcat. I was like, I just like froze. I was like, whoa, that's cool, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever since
I live
the,
in like a rural area.
you know, ever since the fur trade has kind of gone down, a lot of the critters, whether it be coyotes, bobcats, mink, and fisher, their numbers are skyrocketing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, we do that for conservation reasons. It's, you know.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We've got a lot of coyotes around here. They used to, you know, there was tons of them, but I live in a rural area. And you're talking about deer poking out. And I live off this like S curve. One side's trees, the other side's, you know, field. The other night I was leaving a buddy of mine's birthday party, and a friend of mine left before me and said, "Hey, that S curve's just loaded with deer. Be careful." I'm like, "Okay, it's always deer." Jason, I have no idea. It was like a deer apocalypse, man. There was like, all you saw was hundreds of eyes. And I'm like, what is going on? You're all standing like right in the middle of a field, you know, staring at a road. Like, what's going
That's
on?
what they do.
Oh, tons of them.
And what I don't understand is that people from Illinois come to Wisconsin on deer hunts.
You know, like where I live, it's like there's deer everywhere. And a friend of mine's got property, and he's always traveling somewhere. I'm like, you can sit on your deck. They're everywhere. Or just drive. Just drive.
Right, yeah.
You know, just don't look left or right, and you're going to get one. Whereabouts in Wisconsin?
Right in the dead center of Wisconsin Rapids, actually.
Okay.
So pretty much I can go 2 hours in every direction and hit a drag strip. So if I go east, I can go to Kaukauna. If I go west, I go to Rock Falls. Or if I go south, I get to Union Grove. Or if I go another hour, then I get to Chicagoland.
Nice.
I used to go to Union Grove a lot.
Yeah, it was a pretty big hit here until
What's
about
up,
5
Terry?
years ago. They had that shooting there.
Yeah.
The fun place.
Yeah, it was too big of a crowd coming in from Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's like a Tuesday night in Memphis. Somebody getting shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Hey, old
remember being
man.
on the East Coast. It was always Sundays. Sundays you didn't want to go racing because it was a pretty bad crowd.
Yeah. 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 Everybody's racing on Sunday. That's for sure. It's like we were talking about the deer, you know. Did you ever hear the one where the lady called into the radio station and she was like, "You need to move this deer crossing sign."
Oh Lord, yes.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always accidents at this deer crossing. Why
And
are
she
you
was from
making a
Wisconsin, wasn't she?
deer-
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And she was serious. She
You
was
need to
dead
make them
serious.
cross in a different place. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Deer.
The first deer I ever hit actually hit me.
Yeah, same
had
with me.
I had my 2015 truck. I just bought it. And I'm driving down the road and I see this buck off to the side of the road. I'm like, just wait. I'll go on by. And he ran right into my driver's door.
You were in his way.
Yep. He
I was
waited
like
until I got
16.
close.
I was like 16. Boom, just smoked the driver's door. It's laying there. I get out. This thing gets up and takes off running, right? And my dad was a county deputy at the time. And this was like before cell phones. We're out partying, right? Like young kids. And I remember like finding a payphone because my door was all smashed. And I called my dad, said, "Hey, I hit a big beer." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, click. I'm like, oh man, I'm so done at this point, you know, and got, you know, I went home and, you know, next morning he's like, "What happened to your car?" And I'm like, "I hit a deer," you know, and he didn't buy it, but I did hit a deer. Actually, it hit
Didn't buy
me.
it.
Yeah, he didn't buy it, but the deer ran right into me.
Oh,
The deer Don't
Oh,
bit
Oh
me on
man,
the
that
neck.
scared the crap out of me.
Oh, there was no denying it on the truck because there was fur inside the back tire.
Oh,
Yeah, it had gotten fur like in the bead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Levi needs your address. Is that what you're saying, Don? Sorry, guys. I gotta get. Let's see. I know we get stuck here. Do I have Levi's information? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I can find it. Outfits hit 6.
Hey, did you guys
Punching
just
one with a-
did you guys just see that video with that Landy Duster?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Did you listen to the volume of the RPM as he was going down the track?
yeah.
No.
Did you
No,
notice anything there? It
I did
sounded like
not,
he
no.
like pegged it to 7,000 RPM and it didn't accelerate anymore.
It just didn't go anywhere. Yeah.
You talking
Yeah,
about Patrick's blue car?
Yeah, he said that he
Yeah.
had a different converter in it, but he said it was slipping. I said, well, if it's slipping, your RPM would have, hit the red line.
Skyrocket. Yeah.
But it sounded like it was dogging it down almost.
Well, I mean, he might have too much. There could be too much back pressure on the turbo.
That's
He
what I
did say
told
that
him.
he had a
Yeah.
cheap
There you go,
turbo
Don.
on that, but he's going to make it much faster for the. Every time I'm like, man, that's a ripper, and he's like, oh, it's slow, and it's like,
No.
so.
Yeah.
He
No,
ran what, 1150?
yeah, he ran, yeah.
Yeah, which actually that is slow for a turbo car, but I don't know what size turbo's on it, so it could.
He
be
said it was a
limited
cheap eBay turbo, just some cheap
Right.
build on that. So,
Yeah. So it hadn't been ported or anything.
no.
I'm sure, unless he did it himself.
Yeah. NSB said that poor converter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they figured out what they were trying to.
I'm going over to Indy this weekend for the big Mopar swap.
Nice. Where's that at?
Indiana State Fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
See if you can find some 915s for me.
Send me a text. Let me know what you need. I'll,
Need some closed chamber big blockheads. That's what I need.
okay. Okay. So you're talking like the mid 60 stuff, not the later 906s.
Right.
Okay.
I think they're
Weren't those on, like-
915.
Okay.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're 915.
Yeah, they're 915 same part numbers and later LAJ heads.
Okay.
Small block.
Yeah. But that's what I need for all red because I just want to bump the compression up a little bit.
Why does LB keep asking if I showed up yet or not?
He might not be able to see you.
I'm like, I'm right here. Yeah, earlier he was like, "Where's Jason at?" I'm like,
LB's got a sweet car.
He does. That thing's
Man.
cool. He's like
Which
the professor, man. He knows everything.
I know
man.
that car is just slick. That's like a guy driving that car. You ain't messing with him. You mess
No.
with him, it's like people forget you existed. That's a slick car.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me.
So what? I know John's not on here right now, but he was talking in the last live for any kind of future events, what they might do to kind of make it more restrictive for people to get in. Obviously like raising the subscriber number
Mhm.
or having like a street drive to where, in order to compete within the class, whatever, you have to do like a 50-mile drive. What do you guys think about that?
I would be okay with
My
that.
truck would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know like what I'm building. I'm not, we're looking out to 2023 already, and we're looking at. I got a 70 Dart Swinger
Is he on
going to build,
Facebook?
and we're looking for an H2, an old Kawasaki triple 2-stroke.
Sweet.
So, I mean, I don't care either way,
Well, I'm in
I mean-
discussions with a guy for an Arrow right
Oh,
now.
nice.
LB said I'm being a smart ass.
I mean, if it's drive 50 miles, Tom, like that's fine because if we're running 8th mile and I just gear it real steep, I guess I'll just clog up the road at 35 mile an hour. I don't care.
See, if you put an 8 3/4 in it, You could put highway
Yeah.
gears in it, do a 50-mile run, come back, swap the gears out real quick, and run it.
See, that's the nice part is I've got a couple center sections. One's got a 456 and one's got a 323. So
Yeah, I think
Perfect.
John was getting at kind of, depending on how many contestants we have this year, if it expands or if they have the event again next year, they might have such a large following that they're going to have to do something to kind of like narrow the field down.
Hmm.
So they were looking at whether they would have like a street class or a tire size limitation. Talk about like JB's car, a Lenko car.
Right.
Kind of like outlawing limited, Lenkos. You're not going to necessarily be driving a Lenko, through St. Louis, So those
Well,
were
I mean,
some of the questions he threw around.
Yeah, if it's a big following, they might want to think about doing 2 races.
yeah,
Couple, 3 months apart.
I don't
that
know
would be
how,
fun.
Has anybody ever been to Jeffers or
Uh-uh.
studied Jeffers?
No.
I don't know how big it is or anything. So
Well,
I've been
I got to
looking
go.
on Google.
Yeah, I Googled it, and then there was another racer that actually flew his drone around the whole track.
okay.
So I got, a pretty good view of what it looks like. Honestly, I think the pits are going to actually be too small. I think we're going to pack those pits no time.
Okay.
They're talking about having kind of like the car show on like the bar side of the pits. Well, if they do that, there's literally only 2 lanes left of parking spaces of maybe total of 50 cars
Okay.
without
Oh
trailers.
boy.
See, I'm kind of wondering if he's gonna start assigning pit spots.
Because we're going to have
And
2
having them
trucks,
marked
2
out.
trailers.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is if we have the trailers there, if guys aren't staying, I think he said last night on the live that if you're not staying at the track Thursday night, they want you to park your truck and your trailer on the opposite side of the track and just have your car over there.
Okay.
So when
But,
someone goes off the track, they can smash your trailer.
well,
Sure.
yeah.
Hey, Ashley. Yes, Rob did get his channel back. Thanks for asking. Elliot Bruins is telling you to, Jeff, to tell him about your plans on the 66.
Oh, 66 Coronet. So I've got a 66 Coronet 4-door, and it's a 273 2-barrel car. And me and my friend are kind of looking out to different projects. We kind of know what we want to do for 2023, but we want to do the Cannonball Run,
Sweet.
maybe 2024, 2025. So we're like going to build like a road race car, all modern suspension and brakes.
Yeah.
And I've got a
to do that.
drivetrain out of a modern Hemi and go that route. Make it real. I mean, it's a 66 Coronet, it's
Yeah.
people are thinking it's Walter Matthau going fishing, not two
Right.
guys speeding across the country,
You have to decimate.
What size Hemi?
Just 5.7 out of an 04.
Okay.
I mean, we'll rebuild it.
Definitely have to set that one on a good chassis for sure.
Yeah, we'll get it all strengthened out. I mean, that's going to be a fun car. We've always wanted to do that, and I was actually talking to LB about it over email and talked to him on the phone the other day, and it's a pretty clean car. It's like a baby powder blue.
Nice.
We plan on running, stock steels. Just make it.
Oh,
look.
that'll be sweet.
Yeah. I bought that car probably 15 years ago for like $1,000. Interior's mint. It's only got a couple small spots of rust.
Nice.
Yep.
That sounds like a good candidate.
Yeah.
Definitely something
That'd be
different.
a fun one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely would be fun.
Yep.
What else we got
I've been talking
going
to
on?
somebody that has ran the Cannonball Run a lot, and it basically you plan for like $1 to $1.25 per mile. That's like how you plan it out. And I looked at it and it's like, well, from Central Illinois to New York out to California, California back to where I live, it's like 7,000 miles. So definitely wouldn't be a cheap trip. But
No. Yeah, definitely
No.
not.
Can you talk more details about that? I mean, how does that work? Obviously, it's not going to be, like a high-speed, full-out race. How do they?
So from what it sounds like, there are different checkpoints and like there's a way they do it. Like they explain it all once you signed up, but there's different checkpoints. It sounds like a lot of the checkpoints are like hotels to stay in,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of sign stuff up and it gets, certified or whatever. But no, I mean, there's people absolutely hauling ass, Tom. So
Yeah, because I think the
there's
record
different
right now
routes.
is, I think the record's what, 26 hours?
Yeah.
It's something
25
guy-
and change.
The guy that set that record, who I've been talking to about it for a while, he actually works for HGTV doing a lot of filming.
I know. Didn't Richard Rawlings have that record for a while
Yeah,
from
he,
Gas Monkey?
right. He did that in a Ferrari, I think.
Yeah.
Because ever
No,
since
it
I
was
was
a
a
Porsche.
kid, ever since I was a kid watching that movie, it's like I gotta do that.
Yeah.
one day.
Definitely.
Even if we didn't be extremely competitive about it, just to do it and say you did it would be a blast. Especially like my friend I do the channel with, I've known him since I was 7 years old. First time I met him, I go down to this park where we lived, and there's this freaking shed on fire, and this kid goes running the other way. I'm like, I need to know who that is.
The local
So, but
arsonist.
yeah,
He's gonna teach me a lot of good stuff.
I know. And so we got to be good friends, and he was always into I was always into 4-wheel stuff. He was always into 2-wheel stuff. He was a pro licensed motocross rider, all that stuff, and just absolutely crazy with anything. I mean, just wild. So obviously, life goes on, and I've got kids that are almost 17 and 13, and he's got kids. So, but now that our kids are a little older and you have time to do things, it's like let's just go, balls out to the wall for a couple of years with this.
I always liked watching that Silver State Classic.
Yeah.
That was a cool race to watch too. But then I think somebody died in it, and they just kind of ixnayed it. It only lasted a few years.
There's multiple ones.
Is
Tom,
there?
there's even one they have like I think it's a charity thing, but it's like a Smokey and the Bandit run where they do that route.
Yeah.
I know there's one in South Dakota where Mount Rushmore is, but that's some hairy hills. I've driven out there a lot. I wouldn't be that's just not sliding off into the ditch. That's going off the side
into
of
the
road.
abyss.
Yeah.
Hey Rob,
They also got one for Vanishing Point too.
Yes, they do.
Run from, I think it's Denver to LA.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that would be a fun one.
Hey Burnt Finger. Hey Rob,
You
if
know
you
what?
want to do that, hold on just one second. Rob, if you want to highlight their name, you just copy their name and put the @ thing in front of it, and then paste their name, and it'll highlight it for you like that. Sorry, go ahead.
I think they do a 2-lane blacktop one too, Travis.
That would be cool.
Yeah, see, me and my buddy were talking about that, getting a 56
Mm-hmm.
and doing the Route 66 across America
That would be fun.
in a
Go right by my
56
house.
Chevy.
You
Is it right by your
me.
house?
Yeah, I'm literally just a few miles from 66.
Oh, okay.
What's that burger joint that's right at the beginning of it by the was it Bass Pro or Cabela's or something like that there?
What area?
Trying to think, it's just west of Chicago. Trying to think of the actual town. I think it's what they consider the restaurant's considered to be the start of the official Route 66 drive.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of what it is.
It's not Bowlington. It's right by the biggest Bass Pro Shop there in Chicago.
Would that be Bolingbrook?
Bolingbrook. Yeah, Bolingbrook.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name now.
Yeah, I know what restaurant he's talking about, but I can't
It's
remember.
like an old 50s burger joint.
Yeah.
It's not Skip's Fiesta. That's because that's on the other side of Chicago. Man, now you got me thinking.
Hey Donella.
Yeah, I was only down there
I see-
once because
I see
I
you
did
over there
that
on
66
Facebook.
route thing in back in 2003. Yeah, 2003. I did the Route 66 drive all the way out to the West Coast. But I remember we stopped at that restaurant, and that's where we officially started our drive.
That 66, like the area I live
Area.
in, it goes through an area called Funk's Grove, just this beautiful area of trees. And I mean, that road there's nothing around but trees and flat road. And I mean,
Wow.
people just tear up and down that road. In summertime, it's pretty fun to hear.
Well, you know, when I went and got the rear end for the truck, I went out to Oklahoma, and I didn't realize it. I started driving down, and I get
Take it
into this
easy,
little
outfits.
town, and it says official Route 66 Main Street. You know, I was like, oh, it's out in the middle of just nowhere, Oklahoma.
I've got some of those signs, Travis.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Welded in his floor pans.
No, yeah. Well, they were replacing a bunch, Tom. And you know, like they used to go through and they would set signs out, and then the crews would come through and swap them. They set them out too long.
Oh,
And they disappeared.
They
Yeah.
disappeared. We were like super young, and that was another one.
They were procrastinating too much.
They were littering. I was just doing my
right.
part.
You were cleaning it up. Yeah, you were.
Yep.
Exactly. You were doing the right thing.
Yeah,
You're doing.
You got to
your
clean up the roadway.
exactly. Don't anybody get hurt while
No,
they're drag
no,
racing. I
yeah,
mean, come
man.
on.
You don't want that metal blowing out in the road and stuff.
No, it's a
The deer
hazard.
might hit it or something. I mean,
Exactly.
let's see.
You don't need those hitchhikers tripping over it.
Terry wants to do Route 69.
Tom, did you go to the Springfield 66 Fest at all when you were on that tour?
No, I wasn't. I didn't go on like with a group. I just took that. I had 10 days to get back to San Diego. So just for nostalgia, I took my truck and stuff when I was in Marines. I drove that all the way out to San Diego.
Oh, cool.
I can remember stopping, I think it was Oklahoma, some of the towns on that route that, you could tell were probably booming towns at one time,
Yeah.
but they're just ghost towns. Or it'd be a diner, a church, and a gas station. And that
Yeah.
was
It's
it.
funny,
None of
you
them
know.
open.
If you go through Illinois and you're on like 55, from St. Louis all the way to Chicago,
Hey, Rob, there's a
66
bot in there.
pretty
You need
much
to take care
runs
of that.
right across to that, and
Yeah.
you see those small towns just like that. And it's kind of sad because you're looking at like, man, these buildings were people's livelihoods, and 50 yards away they built this super highway,
Right.
It just ruined the whole little main drag that the.
Yeah. Because like when I went into that little town, my first thought was the land the time forgot. Because it looked like it was, 50s, late 50s, early 60s still. But it was booming. I mean, it was a pretty good little town.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice seeing like people buy that stuff up and get it going again. I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of little towns off that beaten path that have done that and been successful. But then there's real little ones. There's a little area called Shirley, and it's like a time capsule, like old post office and
Mhm.
trade stop, and it's just, I mean, it's crumbling. You like, who knows how long it's been closed, but it's
Right.
pretty neat.
Yeah. So go ahead.
There's so sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the town my grandparents lived in was 3 miles by 3 miles when I was growing up, and it was a railroad town. Well, the railroad stopping there. Now it's almost a ghost town.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Last time I was up there, I think the population had dropped down to, I think it's under 500 now.
Yeah.
You know,
I know when I took that trip on 66, there was a portion of it that was going towards St. Louis where you had to go through Hannibal, Missouri.
Mhm.
And a buddy of mine lived in Hannibal, and I had never been down that way. So I stopped into his place for a couple days. It was in the middle of the winter time. And we went to all like the tourist attractions, like the Huckleberry Finn caves and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
I got
went
to do that when I was a kid.
Yeah, we went to one restaurant. It was kind of like a country kitchen, Perkins type restaurant. It was the only business open in town. Everything,
Wow.
everything else was boarded up except for the pawn shops.
Oh wow.
And I really said
That's
to the guy,
sad though.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? I know it's not tourist season, but you would think the locals would stick around a little bit. And he said what had happened. This was back in I think about 2007 or so. He said that one of the workers at that restaurant was a meth dealer, and they had started spiking some of the food, so half of the town got hooked on methamphetamines.
Whoa.
Oh,
And within like 1 year, it shut down like all the businesses.
He made
Yeah,
like
that's
a
not
whole
good.
town of tweakers.
Yeah, it was.
And
they're
made
stealing.
money.
They're
There you go.
they're stealing each
Doc,
other's shit.
Jump in there.
You know what's funny about that, Tom? There's a town that's like 30, maybe 40 miles south of me, and it's a decent sized town, manufacturing, agricultural. A lot of train stuff came in for that. A lot of the manufacturing, a lot of that, freight stopped. And I mean, this town used to be beautiful, and it is just like little Detroit. It is like, for the longest time, it was like the second most declining, metropolitan
Dr.
area
Art,
of the United States.
what's up, Doc?
Oh,
Oh, what's happening, fellas?
Hello, Doc.
What's happening?
Stuff.
Well,
What are you
we're
doing?
just talking about some depressing stuff here. We're talking about all these
our
Road
little
to
cows
towns that were,
disappeared.
all
You
these
have-
towns that were so nice and that are disappearing because the manufacturers left the town.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can.
You can probably tell stories about that, I'm sure. Huh?
Yeah.
With that, guys, I got to book out. I got the kid getting ready for bed here, but I enjoyed getting on here.
Yeah,
We'll see
take
you
care,
guys
Tom.
in-
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
take it
Tom.
easy, Tom.
Hey,
see
Tom.
ya.
See you, man. All right. What's
Hop
happening?
on. Tom says no later. Thanks, bye. Okay, that's how he feels. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm sure he's got stuff.
No.
I said I got on here like exactly at 8:30 because I had a bunch of stuff I was doing, a bunch of chores and just getting ready for tomorrow. And
Yeah, I thought you were starting at 7, so I jumped over at 7. I was like, oh wait, it's at 7:30.
yeah,
Yeah, I was like sitting there just chilling on the couch, and I thought it was at 7 too. And I'm like, maybe
I'm
it's
always
not
at
tonight.
8:30 because I literally I have so much to do on Tuesday night. It's ridiculous. And like my kids are grown, but I've got 3 dogs I got to take care of, and of course I got my chores. If I don't do them, I'll get yelled at. So,
No, they sucked us back to the office 2 days
Yeah.
a week now. So
yeah.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I actually go,
today-
yeah.
Today was the first day of no masks at my work, which is a county. So yeah.
I go into work 5 days a month, and today was our first day no mask. Which of course, when my boss is actually in Texas and I'm in Illinois, makes a whole lot of sense. And it was kind of a nice thing because when I crawled in this morning on 3 hours of sleep, I was just dead to the world. But oh well.
What were
Yeah.
you doing last night?
We were fighting a hood. So we can build motors, we can do this, we can do that, but we can't do a hood right. So made us look like a bunch of juvenile idiots. And
Hey, I
Did you
can't
do
it.
video? Did you
yes,
make
we
video?
did. I
Okay,
did. It
good.
was like update, another update. We're done for the night, and it's like fighting the hood,
Get
Yeah, I
the
should-
sledgehammer out.
Yeah.
At least you had help. Trying to do a hood yourself is always fun too.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
it's
just
terrible.
did that. I did a whole front end by myself.
He
That's
did.
a
I've been
big-
watching that.
That's a big
quite
heavy
bit.
hood on that.
Those are going to be hitting every day about 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. I got them all edited and uploaded.
See you,
So,
Jeremy. Thanks for stopping by, son.
How you doing on subs, Travis?
where am I at? I was Hemi last night, and tonight,
426,
yeah, and tonight I'm a Cobra Jet.
Oh,
So I
there you
got
go.
428.
428. Nice.
Nice. Yeah,
Well,
you hit
I'm
the
all-
100 quick.
Yeah, Rob wants to know if everybody's good with him doing his live again, starting that engine. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are. Yeah, ask the mothership if they like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God of the YouTube.
yes.
I've got it. I think we've got everything set where he won't have any more problems. So
That's good.
I think what happened is he had it set for everyone when he first got on, and he was trying to get the comments turned on. And I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to shut it down, and start over. And I think somebody in that moment of time that he was on, they flagged it. So,
Oh,
Wow.
but luckily he stuck with it, and the YouTube people were like, yeah, this is a mistake. We got to get this straightened out. So, of course, we may have had something to do with that too, with everybody voicing like, what the heck? Like, we never seen him do anything wrong,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
I
everybody
tested
helping.
out the live the other night, and I can go live when I want to now. So there's a lot more to it than just hitting live and going, though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some tests on that. You know, because I'm gonna be doing an engine build. I don't know if I'm gonna do it live or not. The guy that's gonna help me, he drops every derogatory term, cuss word in the world when he gets frustrated. So I
Just
don't
make
need to
sure
be getting
it's
shadow banned.
just make sure it's not for kids. That's all you got to make sure.
Yeah.
And the only thing about them cursing on a live stream is if you're monetized, you just won't get paid for that live stream. So
Well, I'm
but
not
Yeah.
monetized.
you're not going to make jack diddly on it anyway.
Yeah.
So
hmm
so yeah, don't be concerned about that. But I would tell him like, hey, can we,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Even as-
I have a brother like that. I'm like,
yeah.
this cat, it's like F bomb after F bomb, and I'm just
Yeah.
looking at him like, dude.
What I'll
Levi's-
probably do is
Levi's
have a camera set up for doing stuff, explaining stuff, then have one
Mhm.
doing time lapse and just actually take the time. and
Rob
edit
was
stuff
telling
together.
me he couldn't go live from his phone; that he had to go live from
Right.
his laptop. So,
Yeah, because you have to have 1,000 or more
Okay.
to go mobile live.
Gotcha.
Well, then I won't be going live then.
Do the StreamYard thing.
Yeah,
StreamYard?
that's what Rob did. We put the StreamYard on it. It'll go. Yep.
Mhm.
Just make sure
See,
you
I-
got your
yeah.
settings right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
numero uno.
Numero uno on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jeff,
definitely.
if you need to know more about that, just I'll get a hold of you. Get a hold of me. I'll walk you through it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm going to World of Wheels in a few weeks in Kansas City
Mhm.
because we're gonna race Pole Barn Garage, and he asked if I'd come out there. Kind of have some fun, and I'm probably gonna stop by his barn, but I'm gonna do something funny. I'm gonna let him know in advance because he invited me to a shop, and I might go live like we're infiltrating Pole Barn Garage, and just mess with them, something really funny. But
Hey, John.
so,
John said he'll talk about streaming on Friday Live. Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect.
Sweet. Yeah, I looked up some YouTube videos on going live on YouTube.
Like I said, I'm out of the loop on it because I've been doing it for a while. I mean, but I knew you had to have 1,000, and then I remember they knocked it down, and I'm like, well, how the heck are these people going live with like no subscribers?
Yeah.
So I said,
Yeah, if you do it through the computer, you can do it at any time.
okay.
You can do it with one subscriber.
And
But-
and that's the thing. When I started doing lives, I had my old computer actually set up out in the garage, is where I started years ago.
Mhm.
So I guess that's why I could do it. And then when I started using my phone, I was up to over 1,000. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not tough. Just get
no,
StreamYard.
it's not. Yeah, StreamYard's
Read the 5 minutes of the homework that it takes to pop up a StreamYard, and then you just
and
do it.
actually StreamYard makes it so much easier. Period. And actually your feed's better when you're on StreamYard. It's a lot more stable, and you don't get the doo-doo-doo, or waiting
Yeah.
to load. And yeah.
Okay, so you go through StreamYard and then go back to YouTube.
Well, yeah. Actually, you'll schedule it in StreamYard, and it'll automatically just shoot it over there. It's really nice. It's
like
Oh,
super
okay.
simple.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Yeah, mine are the StreamYard app, and I just turn it on, set it up. If I want to go live, hit go live. It does everything else in the background.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Nice.
you guys are on right now is on StreamYard on my.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Okay.
Dr. Art has it.
Yep.
So yeah.
And I learned
It's-
about it from my guys and who I
it's-
learned how to do it from in Canada. So they're
Yeah.
all on StreamYard. And
I believe
Okay,
it or
I'll
not,
have to look that up.
my work uses StreamYard instead of what's the one you use at work, like
Zoom or
Okay.
anything like
Zoom. Yeah, they use StreamYard.
that. Mhm.
So
We use
yeah,
Skype.
Skype. Yeah,
Yeah.
like John said, it's free and awesome. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And you can actually record if you wanted to do like an episode of just you talking to your camera. You
Mhm.
can record it and download it, and then you can save it to your computer
Play
and
back
then
later.
edit it and use it as a video. Yeah, it's just
Wow.
so nice. I wish I'd have discovered it a long time ago.
I'm gonna have to look at that up tonight.
Yeah.
You can put it on your phone. I got it on my phone too. So
So you can put
That's
it
what
on
I've
your
been doing
phone and
everything
your
with.
computer.
mhm.
Mhm.
I do everything with my phone. I don't even watch TV, man. I work in the world of technology, and I absolutely hate it.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like I don't even.
Looking at
Yeah,
screens all day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like what I do is kind of in the world of analytics and legalities of technology, but I just hate it. You know, it's like, oh my god, I have to stare at the screen all day and work with people that live in a basement 24/7, never get any sunlight. You know.
Well, you talk about not watching TV. I'll show you all something real quick. See that big TV up there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's always on my cameras. We never watch TV.
Oh, is that security cameras? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got TVs because I got a family here, but I'm never watching it.
Yeah. That's,
TV in the living room's always on the cameras. That's all it ever.
all I watch anymore is YouTube. I mean, I am
Yes,
being
me too.
totally honest with you.
Yep, me too.
Like,
It's
I'm
more
watching
interesting.
yeah, I'm watching all your guys' stuff. I'm watching.
I'm
like,
still trying to find out who the actor is that plays Dr. Art. He looks familiar.
Yeah, familiar.
Well,
What did I see the other day? I saw a car the other day on somebody's feed, and I'm like, I have worked on that car. It was a race car, you know. I was like, I know that car, and I couldn't figure out what. I'll have to see if I can remember which one it was. Dan said he turned on his TV for the Super Bowl. Yeah, I was at the bar watching Super Bowl, so
I was at a Super Bowl party watching YouTube.
yeah.
I think I was working Super Bowl Sunday.
Hey, Kim Passable. Twitch streams or YouTube almost exclusively.
Twitch is for like gaming and stuff like that, I think.
Oh, look at here.
Yeah.
Look what the cat dragged in. By golly. What's
It's
up, Barrows?
Barrows.
Hey,
Barrows.
everybody.
You got all your fingers and toes? Good.
Most of them.
Be like a shop teacher.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, where does Barrows come from?
It's my name.
Its last name is Barrows.
It's actually my last name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure some meaning out with it. Thought maybe you were
Oh,
really
see-
bad at horticulture or something, you know?
His
Well, see,
name-
I thought it was Barrows, like
It's
Yeah.
just
the
way
land,
you say it.
Barrows.
yeah.
Yeah.
His name's Kim Barrows is what his name is. And
Yep.
he tricked me on Facebook one time. I was like, are you Barrows' kid? And he's like, no, that's me. I was like, oh, all right. and,
My
Interesting.
name too.
and then we started talking about
Yeah.
the monster truck stuff. And then your dad's name's, is it Jim or John?
Ron.
Ron. I was way off. But anyway, I found the Barrows, and then the monster truck. And I was like, I'm figuring it out now. I'm putting it all together now. High five, jive hive. Yeah. Oh, we lost one.
Who-
Art went away.
Art jumped out on us.
Where'd Art go?
I don't know.
We lost the doctor.
Somebody's breath stink or something. I don't know. Oh, here he
Had to
is.
make a house call.
That was quick. What'd you do?
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, I hate that. So here's a question. Like I'm doing this on my phone. And if I want to like check a text message and I go to like do my text, it just kicks me out of the StreamYard. Is there a way not to do that?
You know what? I have got the biggest, fattest fingers in the world, so I would not be good at it either.
Like there's been times I know I've been on yours, whoever. It's like, oh, I need to check my text, probably my daughter, or something. And I just scroll up and it's like, I just got dumped out,
Yeah, you just jump back in. What the heck, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I was.
Hold on, guys. I mute this for a second.
Okay. I was out in the garage doing a live one night. We were putting an engine together or something, and I was like, oh, let's see. Those are comments, and I had it on. I've got a TV in the garage. I had it on the big TV with the comments on it and everything. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, there's comments, and I hit it and bloop, just shut the whole thing down. I'm
Whoops.
like, so my suggestion is I just don't touch it. But I mean, you got to answer your text with your kids or whatever. But yeah, if it knocks you off, I mean, it's not like it's hard to get back in there,
Yeah. I tell you what's cool is I figured out because I'm making a video and I'm using a clip from someone else's video,
Mhm.
And I asked them, they say, yeah, it's fine. And it's like, how in the hell do you do this? And there's different bullshit you can buy as far as an app or do this. You can actually go into your iPhone and use a record screen function.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
just
then
like on the
edit it down.
computer. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
I'm like, oh, that
That's
worked
cool.
out pretty well. It was much easier.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had dogs fighting. I got a puppy. I got a pit bull puppy in our Boston Terrier, and they love playing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I've got a half lab, half pit.
We got one of those
looks and
too.
he looks and sounds like he'd want to kill you, but he's a really good dog. It's the one you got to worry about. It's my cat.
Yeah.
Holy
got it.
moly, she's like this Halloween black cat, these big green eyes, and she's
have-
one of those like Cujos, you know.
Yeah, I have 3 dogs, and I have a beagle, which she's a big baby, and then I've got a dachshund. She's the badass, but then I've got a mixed Australian Shepherd, and her bark, like you said, it's like when you're outside the house and you hear, you're like, whoa, shit, that's a big dog, you know. I mean, they wouldn't hurt anybody, but my cat, she's about this big. That damn thing will climb you like a tree. I hate that cat.
My cat looks like a Black Panther, and it was so funny because I got like some indoor security camera stuff, right? And it's motion censored. And I was down. This was like 2020. I was down in New Orleans, and some friends were like, "Oh yeah, we'll like go inside, you know, feed your cat, let the dog out, you know." And I'm like, "You got to be careful with that cat. Like seriously, like it might want to kill you." We're fine. And every time it's hilarious. Middle of summer of Illinois, it's like 100, and by like the third time, you know, one of my wife's friends, she's wearing like a coat and gloves, has like a freaking cutting board, you know, and we're like dying laughing, you know, like sitting in the French Quarter eating lunch, you know, you hear them screaming and shit, and it's like, you know, just a cat.
You need to record
She's mean,
that.
but yeah. And, you know, we finally told her, it's like, look, just grab that little vacuum cleaner and just like start it, and she'll go run and hide and just leave it on while you're in the house, then shut it off. You don't have to
they
like
don't
dress
to.
up like you're going to a fencing competition.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
going to a police training dog, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, Jason, is like you'll see this cat. She's all like meow meow, pet me, and you get like 4 feet, and it's just like wham,
That's
and
what
she's
this
got her
one
front
does.
claws, and
Mhm.
oof.
Yeah, and this one she's fast, man,
Mm.
and she's like they call her a tortoise shell. She's like every color a cat can be.
Yeah,
She's cool
pretty
with
cat.
Yeah, she's a hell of a mouser. I had cats for a long time. I had 2 old male cats, and they just got really ill, and we got rid of them. And we had the dogs, and then we started getting mice. Especially, we've got an addition on the back of the house, and they love getting under that thing. I was like, oh crap, we're gonna have to get a cat. So then we found this, you know, brought her home. She was like itty tiny, you know. She was about a month old. Rob was here, and my dachshund cornered the mouse, and the cat went over and got it. The mouse was almost as big as the cat, you know. So we're like,
See, this cat
okay.
was nice. This cat was young and nice when we adopted it. My daughter, when she was young, wanted it, and we had moved in 2019. And it was like once we moved, this cat just turned into, you know, like Satan. And
Eddie.
There was some demonic possession going on, huh?
oh man, and she's crazy. And you know, I mean, she's nice to me. If she knows you, she's kind of nice. But if she
Your
doesn't
cat-
know you, you're just
John says your cat carries a rifle at polling places.
exactly. Yeah. No shit, right? Pete's on a club.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we had a cat like you're talking. He's all black. And when he was a kid, he was beautiful, and then he got out, grew up, and he just comes around to eat every once in a while. That's all he does. But
We had the last
he's
ones
huge.
we had were outside, yeah, big old tomcats, and he got.
I'm gonna
in a
bring the
fight
cat
them.
with me. I'm gonna bring that cat with me to No Name Nationals, and right as I pull up the line, somebody throw it in their freaking car.
Yeah,
Man, I beat everybody.
I'm
What the hell happened?
you have to drive with the fear.
Yeah,
Exactly. There's my next call out. The condition is you gotta ride in your car with my cat.
There's a cougar in the car.
Come on, show your fingers.
Well, there's 2 pounds of bang bang taped to the bottom of this. You got to go.
Yeah.
God, that was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. We'll get kicked out of Applebee's.
Yeah.
We'll
I
probably
don't
do
know
that
if
when
it
we go to
shows it,
Sykes.
but he's got thumbs.
Oh, I saw a cat with thumbs back in the fall when we were camping. I even did a video of it. Yeah.
You know what?
She had
What do they call
one
that?
paw. She had 2 thumbs on it. It was like she had an extra one even. It was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you camping? Were you camping like Chernobyl?
Ohio.
Oh,
Nuclear waste dome.
Yeah, we're on a man-made lake in south of
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio.
You know, that's weird. I live about
Fish has got like a
20
big
miles.
spike by.
Yeah. It's like 20 miles from a man-made nuclear power plant lake. One side's the hot side on this bridge, the other side's cold side.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the craziest thing because they take the buoys out March 31st. And me and a buddy of mine always go out there. We go on that hot side, and they're usually discharging at that time, and that water's like 25 degrees warmer than the air temp.
It's crazy,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's cooling the tower, you know.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, it's not actually like radioactive.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's actually water that is cooled steam.
3 Mile Island breed of cat, Johnson.
Yeah.
I remember it's like when we go up to Lake Erie, we'll get on a ferry and go over to like Kelly's Island or something. You know, it's like you're looking
Yeah,
out the
Dan.
window and it's like, oh,
He's
the
got
lake's
7.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
lake's so pretty, and then you're like, oh, nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plant. It's like they're all there. I think they said there's 5 of them on Lake Erie.
So where this
Probably.
lake is, it's about a 10,000 acre man-made lake, and you can't get even pretty much eye distance, like around this bend where it's at. They have it all buoyed out. Security.
Well, you know, I work for TVA, and they're a power company, and they're going to start adopting these. They call them mini nukes, and they look like a warehouse building
Yeah.
with a cooling tower off to the side. They make
Really?
they make like 200 to 300 megawatts
Mm-hmm.
per unit, but
That's what
you
they're
never
doing
know they
here.
were. You never know they were a nuclear plant because they look like a warehouse.
Wow. So it's all
I need one of
inside.
those.
Yeah.
That was all developed right here.
Okay. Yeah, because all
I need-
you need is the reactor area, and then a steam turbine. That's all you need in this building.
See, that's what I told my UPS and FedEx guys with all these car parts coming in. They'd sit there and want to, like, cold as hell out, want to talk to me at the door. What are you doing? And I'm building a nuclear power plant, going off grid. And they just looked at you funny and walk away, and they never talk to you again. Put your packages on the door, and they're like, this guy's insane.
Conversation's over.
See
Do
ya.
that to the Jehovah Witnesses.
Oh man, well, our whole thing here for like when I was in college, I had a condo. It was the Scientologist that would show up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now those would be some fun people to mess with.
Yeah, I was nice at first, and then like the 4th or 5th time, I just made it really uncomfortably bad for them, like really
See,
uncomfortably. Yeah,
I
come
would have
on
got
in.
some blown up aliens and like pushed them out there to them.
I was in college, so it was like, a Coors wearing snow boots and underwear and like a freaking, hat on. Hey, sit on down. You want to talk? And they just didn't like that. Where you going?
Well, see, my buddy got the Jehovah's Witnesses one time. He had somebody gave us a book of a little pamphlet of Anton LaVey's First Church of Satan. The Jehovah's
Oh,
Witnesses
boy.
come up and knock on the door, and he rips the door open. He's like, "I'll take your pamphlet if you take mine." They
Oh,
never
that
came
probably
back.
fly.
They never came
See,
back.
like, where I live, it's pretty secluded, so there's really never anybody coming in here, which is kind of nice. We kind of avoid all that type of stuff. Hey, there you go.
Yeah. See if I can
Truck.
play this cat for you. There she is. Look at her thumbs.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? She had kittens
I-
under our balcony where we were staying. So
That
cool.
is crazy.
Yeah.
My daughter knows what that's called.
It's
I can't remember.
polydactyl.
Polydactyl.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or a Hemingway.
Or yeah, because somebody just said that too. That Ernest Hemingway's. Let me get out of here.
That's crazy.
Back in the day, sailors, the big ships,
Mhm.
the wooden sailing ships,
Mhm.
they had those cats. They were good luck.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, she was
Well, you
cool.
gotta-
And like I said, she had babies too, which was really neat. She was right under our balcony looking out toward the lake,
Oh.
They ate well the weekend we were there, that's for sure.
Well, I'm always hoping we got a calico. I'm always hoping she's going to give birth to a male calico cat.
I had one when I was a kid, a male cow.
They're worth like $500-600.
And they're sterile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one, and he had a little bob short tail too. He was big son of a gun too. That was when we were kids.
Yeah,
When I was a kid,
my next
had-
video, Ozzy's in, my daughter's cat.
Is he? Yeah,
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there on the truck with me.
that's cool.
Mine, he
Yeah.
comes out and talks to me all the time. He's my inspector.
Roses scent on everything. Yeah, they're cool.
I named
like
him
that.
Metalbrock.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Cool.
I got-
Yeah,
we
I
had a
got-
Maine Coon.
My
when I was a
dogs are
kid.
Hemi and
I can't.
And-
You can't see it.
Polly.
Yeah.
I tried to name him Holly, but my wife would not have that.
Just call him Vic.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I had an ex-girlfriend named Holly, so no, that
Oh,
that
that's-
was, yeah, that
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
happening. Yeah. Yeah. You will not name that dog. Yeah. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, definitely keeps the mice down, Don, for sure.
Yeah, we got
Larry
like,
T-Bird in the background there. That's a cool
Yep.
car.
Back there, gonna,
look at that slow
gonna start working
car.
on that more. I know. Look at that. There's like a
So-
copperhead truck is gonna like run it over.
So I'll be eating my sandwich. I'm thinking maybe like a foot long. I'll probably have enough time to make it and eat it.
Tim's
You know, the thing is like, yeah. When I get
Dude.
closer, I'm gonna make a video once this car's up and running. This is obviously not disrespectful, Travis, but I'm gonna buy a bunch of rubber snakes and paint them copper color and be like just burning out on them. You know, be like,
Go for
woohoo!
it.
biting the
Did
head
you like
off
how
of
I
it.
used? Did you like on that video? Yeah. Did you like on that video how I used Copperhead Road though?
Oh, I love the whole video,
Yeah.
dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was like, man, I got to make this cool. You know, got to make this cool. And you know, seriously though, it's like every time I watch one of your videos before I knew you, it's like, man, there's something about these trucks. I mean, this guy's quiet. He's throwing shit out there. It's street racing. That red truck is just the red one looks menacing with that hood. It's like, yeah, I got to
Oh yeah.
find out. Even if I just get absolutely shellacked, I don't care. You know.
It's all in fun, brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Kim, what's
yeah.
your question about Boost?
Yeah, boost. Somebody was asking about boost.
Yeah, Kim. Yeah, man. Funny
What do you
question.
want to know?
Keep turning it up until the rods come out the bottom. That's all you need to know about Boost.
Then back it off.
Then back it off
And
one
back
day
it off. Yeah.
with the new motor. Yeah.
It's like my buddy used to torque bolts. He'd torque them down until they break and then back them off half a turn. I'm like, why do you tighten stuff, man? Golly.
I wish you would have worked on Copperhead, because when I was taking it apart, everything was loose on it. Everything.
Oh,
Even the drive shaft bolts.
Yeah, that's the one that's like, yeah, I got them all started. I'll torque them all at the same time. That never.
Yeah.
that's pretty scary when you get
I
into
want
something like that, isn't it?
Well, I drove the thing 550 miles home, and everything was loose on it. I'm amazed
it's
I
like-
made it home.
My dad, when I was 16ish, he bought a 68 Dart, and it had a guy built a 340 put in there. You could tell it was, guy had receipts and all that.
Mhm.
And I would just take it out and just beat on it, and one night I took it out and hammered on it, and something sounded funny, and it wasn't running right. And a couple days later, he traveled for his job a lot at the time, and we're gonna go something to eat, and he hammers on it, and kaboom, this thing just let loose. I'm like, Dad, what'd you do? You driving this car hard, And so the motor, when we tore the motor down on it, actually we had found one of the rods, the actual rod bolts were like finger tight. So stuff
had
just
a-
like came apart and just boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think, Barrows, about that? Using the oil pump for
It's got my mind turning.
Yeah.
It's got it turning.
What am I missing here? Oil pump.
Okay.
You'd have to
Basketball.
seal it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd have to seal it and make
Because-
sure it's new. If it's worn, it's not gonna do anything.
Not a Jehovah
Yeah.
Witness. Who?
I gotta back
Hey,
up.
that's one of those like what 17th or 18th century. That's the original Italian COVID mask.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment with this guy, is there?
Howdy.
What's up,
What's up,
John?
John? Or not Jehovah. I saw it pop up and it kind of, you know, when it's down here on the bottom, it's like kind of shrouded and you can't. I was like, what in the heck is on his face?
Well, he had a welder's mask on one night.
It's up there. It's up on the wall.
Yeah, Mopar Dan gave me that.
Yeah.
Man,
I have a bunch of masks, and the wilder one you go to the door
I do
with,
too.
less likely they are to come back.
I've got, you know, it's really funny. I'm really big into scaring absolute shit out of people on Halloween, and I've got just a million
yeah.
costumes. And I'll just, you know, I'll pick a holiday and say it's Halloween for me, and just pick a friend to scare the crap out of.
I have a lot of hockey masks for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's my
Yeah,
name.
hatchets.
So I have that old S10, right? And when we got it back in the summer, it like was barely running. It was really loud. And some friends of mine were having like adult trick or treat where you came over and got some you know, they were making like a cider and whatnot, and they're like, hey, you need to go over to you need to go over to Billy's and get some cider. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I put my coveralls on from work. I put my Jason mask on, and I had that old crappy truck, and I drove it up, and I parked backwards, and there was these people at their house trick or treating, and I just put it in park real slow, like click, 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 and there's this lady at the end of the driveway. She's going, "Oh my god!" I thought she was gonna pass out.
Hey, Wilburn.
He's putting on no mask. Yep, there's Michael. Oh, there you go.
See?
That's my mask. Yeah, it was hilarious. So I thought about doing that, like,
That would be it.
what is it? Square body stuff. He's got like his alter ego, which is, you know, Stumpy or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
So I thought about doing having me with a Jason mask on, you know, never talk, but just like, you know, ask it questions or whatever. And that may happen one of these days, but it takes too much time for me. I got enough crap going on.
I am not a crook. Do you guys remember the movie Dead Presidents
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
and all that? So there was Dead Presidents, and there was the one with Johnny Utah where they were in the Dead Presidents.
Oh,
mask.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Point Break. So I
they
had
were
bought the whole
surfers.
set of those. Yeah, I
Yeah.
bought a whole set of those masks, and I was like, hey, you know, like trick or treat, you know,
Swayze,
we can go do
isn't
this.
it?
But none of my friends wanted to do it, but except me. Yeah, I am horrible like on Halloween. Like that year, everyone was afraid because they were talking about all the clown crap, you know,
Mhm.
and like, oh, no one can
Oh,
dress as
yeah.
a clown. I found the worst clown outfit, right? This giant mallet and these like I bought these balloons and I petrified people. There's kids in therapy, I think, even parents. Halloween's my gig.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she hates clown. So she turned 21 and we went to Vegas last year. Actually, this week, because I just some pictures popped up when we went to the Shelby Museum. And so we're down on Fremont Street, and you know the guys are all dressed up, and you pay them to take pictures with it and stuff. Well, I found a Pennywise, and I was like, "Go over there." I was like, "I'll give you $20. You go over there and you take a picture of that girl." I was like, "But you got to like scare her." Oh, he scared the crap out of her. Snuck up behind her and like grabbed her. She's like, "I'm gonna kill you, Dad."
My daughter is afraid of taxidermy. I was in
all things to be afraid of. Okay.
Don't
I
ever
know.
take her to Barrow's house.
well, the funny I know, like I have a lot of friends that hunt. They got all the deer heads. I mean, she's almost 17 and she's still afraid of that shit. So we were out in the Mount Rushmore area, but we went to Deadwood, South Dakota, and we
Okay.
decided to hop into this like middle of the day, this like restaurant bar, and it had like taxidermy, but it was like blended together like a two-headed pig that looked crazy and these giant birds, you know. And she
Like
was
like the island of Dr. Moreau.
yes, and she was like 7 or 8 at the time, and it to this day just still petrifies her. Travis, I found some pictures for you
Me
of a
too,
car.
Bob.
This was a barn find, and it was I got it going and cleaned up. can see
Nice.
that.
Oh, the AMX.
Yep, and
Catch
Nice.
you later, Big Mike.
it was
Take it
pretty
easy,
slick.
Mike. Thanks for stopping by.
Later, Mike. Yeah, I remember when I was
Enjoy
a
those
kid.
shorts.
There was a guy who had a black one, Javelin,
I
and
got
he'd
a,
take us kids for rides in it.
I got a model for Christmas from the kids.
Hey, there you go.
I need
Cool.
to put it together. I haven't had a model in 35 years.
Yeah, I gotta go get paint and stuff for Baby Copperhead and start
Mhm.
building it.
Yeah,
There you go.
I need to do that one like my old. My drag car was a notchback. That's a fastback, but I could still get it pretty close. Let's see. What do we miss over here? Yeah, Kim, go with that idea. I want to see it happen. Everybody hates a clown.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if she
That's
can, if she could supercharge a 98cc motor with an oil pump.
That would be
You know,
so
there's
cool.
a video.
Ooh, I turned
Kim,
that up.
Oh,
Kim,
okay.
there's a series of videos out there. There's a guy, I think he's in New York, and he does stuff where it's like, hey, I take a Briggs and Stratton. Hey, I add this fuel. I'm adding a turbo. I'm adding nitromethane, and he breaks it all down. I can't think of the name of the channel.
Is that
He
the one
goes
where
through
he's
there.
got the open? He does the open cylinder.
Yes, and he
Where
does
you
the
can see
slow-mo
what's going
stuff
on.
with it.
Yeah.
Yes. And he does some really good tutorials on what he's building, and just to see how much this thing could take. And I mean, he built some really cool stuff.
Need to figure out how to make the electric supercharger like on Mad Max on that Falcon.
Yeah.
Where
You had
just
to flip a switch.
Travis, question.
Yes, sir.
How often do you see those 15x8 steel wheels like the Ram Chargers had?
Not very often.
They're still out there.
Not down here. I mean, there's a guy out in Oklahoma that's got a bunch of them.
I did a search for them yesterday, and of the search, there were 3 places in the country at junkyards that said they had them. I said, "What's cool? The top result is a yard 15 miles from me. I bought 2 318s from him last year.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. That's neat." And it says 15x8 non-rally. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Jason, they named the mask after him.
Yes.
Jason, you were born before 1980. That means they got the idea from you.
Hey, John, check Craigslist in Nashville. There's a guy who's been trying to sell a set of those forever.
Really? That means he wants a pile for him.
I don't remember, but
Look,
he was all happy that they were 15x8.
this
God,
yard has listed 15x8, and then I call him, right? So the first time I called him, it went to his voicemail, and he said the voicemail's not set up. All right.
That's not good.
So I knew I had the right place because I've dealt with him before. So I called him back in the afternoon, and he said, "Oh, I don't know. I just think they're 15x6s." He doesn't even realize they put their own ad together for these. And I gave him the stock number he gave them. That didn't mean anything to him. Dealing
John.
with that place is always an adventure.
Hey, John,
The wheels are legit.
is CBD legal in your state?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, John, do you know a guy named Jim Reinhardt?
Doesn't ring a bell.
So he is a big Mopar guy, mainly A-body stuff. He's got an old like DeSoto dealership in Rockford, Illinois, and it is jam-packed full of Mopars, cars, parts, and he's probably got what you're looking for. I think he goes by Rhino Dart on like A-body's forums.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm not missing anything
Jason.
here. Yes, sir.
You said you went to the Shelby Museum?
I did.
I found this. I don't know if it'll focus on it.
Let me see if I can make you the big guy here.
Ha.
Nope.
Where's it at?
Yeah, the little
That's-
3 dots in the corner. It'll open it up.
That Shelby racing an MG in 1953.
Oh, okay.
I found this old
Speed age.
magazine.
Nice. That's cool. Heck
But it's
yeah.
got him right there.
There we go. I did it. Awesome. Yeah, I can see it now. That's cool.
There you
There
go.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome sauce. Hey, I know how to do that now, Art. There, go back. There we go. That's cool. Yeah, I always have liked the Shelbys and well the Mustangs, of course. You know, that was my first, and then I got into. I built a couple of the kit cars with some friends here in town, and then when I went to Vegas, I've been to Vegas like 6 times, and that last time I'm like, I really want to go to the museum, you know.
Yeah.
Well, luckily my daughter likes them too, so she was like, yeah, I want to go, and it was her birthday anyway when we took her. So then my son-in-law and one of my other daughter's boyfriends were with us, and they all wanted to go, so we Ubered over the other side of town and went. It was pretty cool. And we went to the Pinball Hall of Fame, which was really neat. So there's a couple cool places there to go to.
That would be kind of cool.
It's neat. They were actually moving right when we got there. The Pinball Machine Museum was going to a bigger place because they were outgrowing where they started at. So it's pretty.
Because they're
neat.
like downtown, aren't they?
No, it was out by the sign, out by the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. They were on the other end of the strip, out
West
towards
end.
the airport and the drag strip and stuff out that way.
There is a
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
There's a line of people will stand all hours of the day to get a picture with that sign.
Oh, I know.
And
Not
there's all
me.
these dudes running around trying to charge people to take the picture of
hmm
them.
And traffic is crazy down there. I'm like, no, I'm not stopping down here.
I drove by Vegas once. When I say I stayed on 40 instead of going into Vegas, and I kicked myself because that's the only chance I've ever had to go to Vegas.
It's
I
a
need to
neat
get out
place.
there one time.
It's fun. We're probably gonna go in the fall around the time when SEMA shows there because my son turns 21 in September, so there might be some good videos after that. It'll be after
Yeah.
the drag, after the no names and stuff, but towards the end of October, beginning of November, I think it is actually.
Yeah, you don't want to go out there in June, July, or August. I lived out there for 15 years. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a little warm.
Believe it or not, we plan on retiring and moving out there, so we like it that much when we visit. But I haven't been when it's hot yet.
You
So
should.
yeah, well, that's what I'd say. So
Because
I
it's hot
turned-
most of the year there.
Yeah, so I turned 50 next July, so that's why I said, okay, when I turn 50, we'll go to Vegas on my birthday, which is the end of July, so it'll be hotter than all get out. So
Mhm.
that may change our mind when we go.
It's a little different there. I mean, they actually have winter. I've been there with snow.
Yeah.
We were
It's not
there on New Year's Eve, and it snowed. Yep, it was colder there than it was here in Ohio. So yeah, on New Year's Eve a couple years ago, it was
The
crazy.
coolest thing ever is when you come in from Pahrump over that giant mountain, you
Mhm.
can see Vegas 20 miles out in the distance and the light coming off the top of the Luxor.
Yep.
20 miles away. There's no humidity and it's so clear. It's wild.
Yeah.
What were you doing
Yeah.
out in Pahrump, John?
Shooting range, not the
Oh.
only other thing there is to do in Pahrump. Pahrump has exactly 2 businesses. And I've been out the front site a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing else but hoe houses and front site. That's all there is there.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah.
I remember when we flew in. The first time we flew in was at night, and yeah, we were coming in, on our descent. And it was like it'd been pitch black for hours, and all of a sudden it was like, whoa, But you could see that streak, I was like, what in the heck is that? And it was a Luxor, yeah.
I knew with Art being out there 15 years, he would know
See
exactly.
you, Terry. Yeah, he knows his way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we want to go out to Red Rock and stuff like that. Our kids
Oh,
rented
cool.
motorcycles and drove out there.
Really cool.
So that's our next place we're going to
It's
hit when we go
cool.
out there.
If you go out there in July for your birthday,
Mm-hmm.
take a day and drive up to Mount Charleston
Yeah.
because it'll be 25 degrees cooler up there,
Right.
Wow.
and you get there in an hour. And
Yep.
it's pretty cool. It's visitor friendly up there. The roads and stuff are nice.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. I want to go out that way the next time we go, we have time.
And if you go past that, the exit to Mount Charleston, you go out to Cold Creek and you go in there, and that's where all the wild Mustangs and stuff run.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. That'd be
Reno's
cool.
got horses just everywhere like that.
Mhm.
Free.
Isn't
I don't
there
think
a-
it'd be a good.
Isn't there an island down on the Atlantic or the Gulf that has wild horses on it also? Maybe I'm thinking something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's off South Carolina.
Okay.
In Reno, there's this like a chamber of commerce there. When you go up to Virginia City, go out of town, and they have one perfect green square of grass, but it takes a lot. Like they brought the soil in and the water, and you don't get grass there unless you put a huge amount of work into it. And
Yeah.
there was a horse just standing there grazing, just hanging out, no fence, nothing. They're like, this horse isn't going anywhere. He's got the only grass in town.
Yeah.
It was neat.
It's not
It's like, this is
stupid.
primo stuff here, guys. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I couldn't. I've been all over, but I've never been to Vegas, and I think if I did, it'd end up like what's that movie? with,
Hangover.
Hangover.
No, I think it would end up like that Hunter S. Thompson movie, Fear and
Oh,
Loathing Las
Lord.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh,
There would be an oar involved.
There would be,
Oh,
yeah. Yes. All right, we're gonna do an infomercial, John.
Can't wait.
We're gonna have like, repaint just old car jacks. It'd be like hack jacks and
Can't wait.
hacks. It's gonna be hilarious.
Hacksaw, hack jacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Hack sack, which is a toolbox. It's all beat to shit.
Nice. Hacky sack.
Yep.
Let's see. Make sure I wasn't missing anything. Tease out. All right.
I was thinking about doing one with a couple of ECUs, set them down, and then just take sledgehammers and
Just blast them.
the
Yeah.
crap out of them.
You know what?
That would be
Barrow,
awesome.
you could take that hat off and make your hair all crazy and do like a Gallagher thing with them.
Yeah.
there you go.
It slices, it dices. What in the hell could
You
it
know?
possibly be? Sledge-o-matic.
It
Exactly.
would work too, because I'm bold as hell up there.
That would be hilarious.
You paint
I'm
your-
Yeah.
telling you, get spray, get some hairspray,
yeah, just
get a lot of views.
paint
Build
your
a big
car like
mallet.
watermelon. Remember when you had that watermelon wagon or whatever it was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that, dude.
Set up a
Yeah.
bunch of carburetors and
Yeah.
whatnot and just go to town.
Carburetors are getting scares. I don't want to beat them up anymore.
Yeah, no.
My problem is I got
I
too
got
many
uses for that.
vacuum.
I got
I got
two
too
of
many
them
vacuum
behind me. I don't
secondary
wanna go
carburetors.
anywhere. Those are my babies.
You run vacuum secondary on that truck though, don't you?
Mm-mm.
You run double pumper on that?
Yeah, I got a double pumper on everything.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I've always been fond of the double pumper.
No, I've always had trouble tuning in the vacuum secondaries. I always have. I can never get them right, but a double pumper, I can sit there and mess with it for an hour maybe, and it's right.
Yeah, that's what this big dude here is. This is an old 830 that I used to run on my Mustang. That carburetor never fluttered, never did anything. That's why I never will get rid of it, because it was a good one. But I know there's ways to tune them as well. So, but I never had the patience to mess with a vacuum carburetor myself either. So
I got a 650 Holly double pumper for rebuilding and tuning a 650 vacuum secondary for a guy.
nice.
He couldn't get the 650 to work, but and I told him, I said, dude, it's just you. I mean, I raised a hood, and one of the idle screws was about to fall out, and the other one was run all the way in. I mean, I see that. That's just like a clue, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everything was like that. The floats were all jacked up, and he had a gasket on the for the power valve. There's two. There's one that goes around it and one that's cut out. He had the
Yep.
cut out one in there, and it was just pouring gas.
fuel.
Anyway, we solved all that stuff, got the timing right. Truck flew. I said, please don't touch it now. I said, you are the reason the factory put caps over the idle screw.
That's why there was lead caps on the adjuster screws.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was, for years I was worried about carburetors. I didn't understand them until somebody sat me down and said, they're real simple. just do these steps, and they're real simple.
Yeah, as long as you do it in the correct order, then yeah, you're
Yeah.
Each
I got-
of you guys.
Even when you
Hey,
start
Steven.
adding more of them, it's not that hard.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
I learned
that's
with
something I haven't messed with
turbines.
is multiples yet.
I learned
Most
with
of
dirt
them run
bikes.
on one. The others are just standbys, your secondaries.
Yeah,
Most,
'cause-
Actually, Travis, doing a 6-pack it really isn't that bad. Like
No.
when I did my dad's car, I thought, oh man, this thing's just gonna, do. No, it's really not.
Because it
Yeah.
just idles off of one carburetor, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
well, see, I had a 73 CUDA back when I was 19, and it had a 340, and somebody put a 6-pack on it, and it ran horrible. And I took it over to my dad, and I said, "Can you work on this?" He's like, "No, but my buddy can. Take it over to his house." I went over to this guy, and he was probably 300 years old at the time. He says, pulled around the shop there, and I'll come out there and tune that thing up for you. I said, all right.
JT.
He walked up there with a screwdriver and a wrench in his hand. I was like, no
Yeah.
timing light, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
And he fired that thing up and tuned it around and adjusted the linkage and everything and tweaked the timing. He said, that'll do you. That thing went sideways coming out of his driveway. It woke that car up. I don't know what all he did to it, but it was all by ear.
I
He knew
think-
what he was doing.
I think the biggest plague to carburetors these days is that we're now making so much power that the car is pulling from the transfer slots all the time.
Oh yeah.
And what it's doing is it's really screwing up the response and everything. And so, Andy, my friend Andy Wood, he'll take and jet the transfer slots, drill them and tap them for jets.
Yeah.
And it makes
I've
the
seen
biggest
that.
difference in the world because when you have 600 and 700 horsepower, when do you ever need more than 5% of the gas pedal to do anything?
Mm.
So the problem
Driving around town, yeah.
exactly, it makes it lazy and drive horrible. But when you do that, now the thing will bring in the fuel really precisely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Idle to the jets and transfer, and then you tune it with the pumps, and it works beautiful.
It's like when they, when the camshaft profiles started changing and they were able to get a lot more power under the curve and stuff. It seemed like the vacuum signal is different than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's workable. It's doable. You just gotta fart with it.
Yeah, that's,
What's
I
on?
mean,
What's
Dominic
on online
worked on my
mechanic?
carburetor, and he always calls it an ish carburetor.
Yeah.
It's an 850-ish carburetor
Mhm.
because he does so much stuff to the main body and everything. It's
Right. Yeah, they can tune them up.
Just curious, since I got a focus group here
Hmm.
for nothing that has anything to do with anything, what is each of your favorite product that Holly currently makes?
I'm gonna
Ooh.
say, and I'm not a fuel injection guy, John, but their Sniper EFI kit.
So you're not a fuel injection guy, but your favorite product is the fuel injection.
No, I'm gonna be running carburation, but that GTO is EFI. The only reason I say that is he street drives that car a lot in town, all over the place, and once that thing is just set, it really made a difference.
now
What
is
he's using it for.
it the carburetor lookalike one or is it the
Yes.
multi-port?
It's the carburetor lookalike one, and we
All
went
right.
with their
Your
ignition
favorite
kit and
product
everything.
they make?
Right now, just because I've been learning a lot about it. I mean, it's a learning curve for me. And, just learning the computer system with it, how everything works. It's just intriguing. I'm one of those people that likes to learn something if I don't know about it. And
What's yours,
I'd have to
Trey?
say that.
I put them on for other people.
Hmm.
And
Oh.
for somebody who really doesn't know it so much, and you're doing it for them, especially off-road stuff, the Sniper's the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm probably I'm going to have the S10 will be fuel injected because I work on fuel injection stuff every day, but I'll probably have a Sniper ECU on it. So.
Yeah. If you can
I've-
afford it, the Terminator stuff is really good because you can get, like, if you can afford to waste $1,000 for an ECU and a wire harness and stuff like that, it's plug and play. It makes like doing an LS simple. My
Well,
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
I look at is like you can play with the timing. You don't have to worry about the security system screwing up. You can go in and eliminate like NOx sensors. You can eliminate downstream O2 sensors.
Mhm.
You know, it just makes it really simple. I know it's expensive, but because I have the whole harness, all the sensors, everything, but I'm like, it's like 900 pounds of wire, you know.
What about
Yeah.
you, Travis? What's your favorite thing Holly's currently making?
Well, Well, Holly has really turned on to the old D100 trucks. They got the lower control arms. They got the Hemi swap stuff for the Dodge truck. So that whole line, I've been just drooling over for the longest time. I'm actually going to get their front lower control arms for Copperhead to drop it down 3 inches.
I didn't even know they were making suspension parts. That is awesome.
Yeah,
What about you, Dr. Art?
Just, you know, the Terminator stuff I think is real neat. Like I said, if you can afford it, because you know everything from the dash to the computer, that you know, I'll take it out of the box, plug it in, and you can fire up an LS or a Gen 3 Hemi or stuff like that. Like it's nothing. Takes all the work out of it.
yeah.
If you can afford it. I'm still using a factory harness and ECU on my truck, but
I'm hoping that I'll come along. Excuse me. I'm hoping I'll come along a carburetor setup, the ignition and the intake, because I'll put one of these carburetors on it, you know, if I can. But
What about you, Barrows? What do you think?
I don't know. I like the Edelbrock. I'm
that's
a
why he
street
named his
driver.
cat after it.
I'm a driver, so
The Edelbrocks are awesome for stuff that you're just driving around. I mean, they're
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
real crisp. They're real smooth. The secondaries work real well when you want them to. Like I am totally like that's
And
that's the other carburetor just sitting over here. You can't see
And they're
it.
so easy to tune. They're
I
so easy to
love that.
tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AVS2.
Like that's
That's just
Yeah.
I can't figure those things out. I give them away.
Well,
Well, I
next
mean,
time you
if
give
I-
them
if
away,
I had-
just, yeah, I'll give you my address.
If I had just a stock 318 and something, I'd throw an Edelbrock on
Oh,
it because
man.
you can throw it on there,
Mm-hmm.
and just
get
drive
the air fuel right, and it'll run forever. It'll be great.
Yep.
Yeah, I can do that to a Holly. That's what I was, kind of brought up on. So that's what I understand.
Yeah.
The Edelbrock, I'm just like, this looks honky. I just,
Well, yeah, with the rods and everything, it's a little weird.
yeah.
My dad always ran like
racing. That's
283s
all
and
Holly.
283s
Holly.
and 327s. They had the old AFBs on them and stuff. So
Mhm.
I learned how to tune that weird stuff at a young age. So, but then we did go to Hollies, which are really easy to work on.
You know, Jason was talking about the fuel injection from Holly, and I'm thinking when I build the truck build the 318 for my 4-wheel drive, it's going to be a 390 stroker.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking about going turbo with it and putting a EFI TBI system on it, so I don't have to worry about a blow-through carburetor and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
and let it
that's where
control
it's-
your mixture and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
I got a fight
They have a
on
place.
the
and
Falcon.
that's where that's real helpful. And like you
See, I
said,
got burned with Phytech. Phytech burned me when I first got the Aspen out. It was Phytech, and I had nothing but problems with it.
my brother has one. He finally got it straightened out, and then he's got the carburetor one. Then they're putting the multi-port one on my dad's.
Okay.
They're both older Camaros, small box in them, but
Oh,
they're just a
on
pain.
those snipers,
Mhm.
every single one of them I've done, I get the same complaint. When you throttle into it hard, you don't get that 4-barrel pump.
Yeah, I've heard
Every
that
one
too.
of them,
Yeah.
it's like fuel injection.
Yeah, it just doesn't have that initial pump.
Yeah, you don't
but
have that
There are
whack
people.
when the 4 barrels hit.
There are people who like them to bog. They don't know how to tune them, and they have a bog there, and they just love it because it hits harder. No, you have a bog in the middle.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it's sitting down and then taking off.
Nah,
Or the
exactly. They don't-
Quadrajet sound. Everybody wants the
Sweet.
Quadrajet sound.
See,
Even though
that's-
it's not
yeah.
doing anything.
Yeah, you're not going to get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's the one
The
thing
sound.
about that sniper system. Yeah, you don't have that sound.
Yeah.
Right.
We had a Barry Grant carburetor. Actually, it's still out in my garage that my dad bought. It was like an Eagle Claw or something. It was supposed to be the latest and greatest thing, and that thing always had a flat spot in it. And it drove me nuts. I never could get it out of it. Is that the transfer slot? Is that what we were fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it.
Could be.
I
See,
never
the
could get it out
the
of it.
transfer slot works off the idle circuit, and you know if your plates are the throttle plates are cracked,
Mhm.
it's probably dumping fuel in that thing,
Mhm.
and it's a mess. And it's because see what they're designed to do. When these carburetors came out in the 50s, cars didn't make this much power. So when it was idle, and the plate was closed, and theoretically it wasn't pulling through those slots, or
Mhm.
very, very little. But then when you actually need to do something, the plate's open because the car didn't make but 200 horsepower, right? As the cars make more and more power, they're driving them around with the plates very high, and it's making a huge vacuum on those slots, and
What
it's just
is that
dumping
noise?
fuel. So you can make them more efficient that way.
Mhm. You guys hear
That's
that?
that's my daughter singing.
What is going on?
I'm gonna have to tuck them in. I'll be back in
All
5
right.
minutes.
No problem. No problem. But yeah, I hated that carburetor.
In the 50s, they had no octane. So everything
Mm.
was like 7-to-1, 8-to-1 compression. Everything was way low.
Hmm. Like I said, they just didn't make any power, and I mean, they probably didn't make a whole lot of vacuum either, or flow, Density,
Wilburn,
I
what's
guess
your
you'd call it.
favorite Holly thing?
I would say 4150.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that's
Very common. Yeah,
that's
it's
very common, but they work really well.
they do. They're real easy to work
Especially
on.
the older ones.
Mhm.
A big heavy driver, though, I really like a, vacuum secondary. Even a 4150 with the vacuum can, which is kind of like a hybrid. I
Mhm.
like the center hung float bowls. I like that, but 1 metering block and the vacuum can with a big heavy driver would be fine.
Yeah, where you just have the jets in the front.
That may be what I run on the Roadrunner is do that. Makes them a little more civilized, not nearly as bad trying to tune them for fuel mileage. A double pump is miserable to get the mileage out of.
What the heck? Knocked off the interweb. Bright light to the east. Wonder what happened. I hope they're not playing.
But that yellow spring for the secondaries, that's where it's at, man.
And you're gonna-
is that the light spring?
That's the light spring, yeah.
Yep.
You're gonna think this might be a little ridiculous, but I've used the Summit off-brand. They look like the old Motorcraft carburetors
Mhm.
Yeah.
on cars. Those things run beautiful.
They are
Yeah,
great.
they do.
They are great.
You got to tighten the shit out of the fuel light fittings to get them to not leak.
Yep.
But
Is that the one that had the fuel filter that screwed like right into the bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it like the whole plate comes off. But I've used those on just like daily drivers and stuff like that, and those things they run beautiful.
When I was running in street class one year, I was trying to slow the car down. You can only run 12 flat, and I had that carburetor on it, and then I put a 500 Holly on it, 2-barrel that my dad had.
Mhm.
Couldn't get it to slow down, so I went and got one of those old Motorcraft carburetors. I had one in the garage, eons old. Bought like a $7 rebuild kit, rebuilt it, took the choke out of it. Well, then it was lean, of course. So I went in and just drilled the jets out. Man, I had that thing. It would literally run 12 flat all day long on that old crappy Ford carburetor. So then when I saw Summit was coming out with it, I'm like, man, I'm going to try one of those. And yeah, I've put it on some daily drivers and some guys' tow rigs and stuff.
They run
Great
beautiful.
carburetor. Yeah,
Yeah.
great carburetor.
That-
well worth the
that-
money.
And they used to be really affordable.
Mhm.
I haven't bought one in a long time, but
Well, everything's freaking expensive now.
yeah, I don't even want to talk prices.
But
Tomorrow
they'll
they'll be
come-
double.
Yeah,
I'd say a new 4150 would now cost more than I paid for the car I put my first 4150 on.
Exactly.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What was mine? I think mine was 670, 680 from Summit.
Mm-hmm.
The 750 I put on overhead.
Now,
Crazy. There's a problem with the Hollies up to the early 90s. with those main bodies just disintegrating. The casting they used,
Hmm.
I mean, they just come up. I mean, I
Yeah.
have one that's so cracked up that you can hold it up to light and see light through the main body of the car.
Wow.
What was it? They put too much sand in it or something?
No, it's a problem with the casting, and I hadn't seen one like that before. And I sent the picture to Andy, and he said, "Yeah, if you got one in those few years, it was the late '80s, early '90s things. The main bodies, the castings were really bad, and they would just start disintegrating, cracking off pieces. And it's not the metering blocks, and it's not the fuel bowls, and it's not the base plate, but you need to replace the main bodies on those to cure it. And I've got one like that.
The whole main body.
They
Yeah.
fixed it by 92 or 3 or 4 right in there. And I know that a 91 is still that way, but there's a few years that are real scuds. So if you get them for parts. You're getting them for the base plate, metering blocks, bowls, but you got to put a main body on it.
Rob says we don't mention Jags. Who mentioned Jags?
I said Summit.
Yeah, we said Summit dip.
I'm a
No,
Summit fan
Yes, he
because
just
they're
said we
like
don't.
2 days out. If I put an order in and it's in
Yeah.
Reno, I get it in 2 days.
As I say, you got one there. You got the old. That's the old Super Shops warehouse. My my other brother, he worked for Super Shops. He used to travel around the country to all those. We're spoiled here in Ohio because we got one in Sandusky. We get it the next day, and we've got the other.
Is it
the yellow?
is it
store.
right next to is it right next to Callahan Auto?
Yes, yes. They actually sell Callahan brake pads there.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting you. They actually.
No, I
sell
know.
it there.
I've been to yeah.
Yeah.
LB Bruins just wants the catalog. That's all he cares.
Yeah.
The super shops were cool because they're at least the ones that they had up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You walk in, and it would just be a sea of tires.
Yes. Same way here. Yeah.
And then go up to the counter and buy all your chromey stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. You get
Yeah,
in there.
And they would put
person-
stuff on there, and they would put stuff on for people who couldn't do it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
they
yeah,
had-
back.
They had one in Memphis that was a big hangout for a long time.
Can you throw the StreamYard back in the chat? I gotta hop off for a couple minutes.
Yes.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Let me...
No, I wanted to apologize real quick for my daughter. She's autistic and she loves to sing
no,
to get my attention.
Problem.
yeah, she's like, Dad, get in here.
Yep.
No, you're good, man. It's fine. It was just it was coming in like really warbled, and I'm like, is that?
Yeah, from like.
I'm like, is that in here or is that? No, it's fine. It's no problem.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, but she's 14 now, so she's got some lungs on her.
She's got some pipes. Yeah. Gotcha. Let's see. We had lots of fuel fillings. Yeah. Yeah, I miss Super Shops. I really do.
Mhm.
Better than Sears and Roebuck.
Sears
we
Auto
used to.
Center closed down just like I think a week or two ago.
Oh,
The
really?
last
Yours
one. Yeah, that
lasted
was
that
Yeah, you
long?
probably had the last
Really?
one. Yeah.
They just closed down.
Wow.
And there are 4 Sears left in America.
Yeah, we
Wow.
we haven't had any here for man,
Wow.
probably 2 or 3
There's
years.
still, I think there's still like a couple in New York, and then one in Florida, and that's
Okay.
it. That's all. And they sold their big building they had in Illinois, up in the Chicago area, that
Mhm.
they've had over 100 years. They sold it.
That
Wow.
was the original one, wasn't it?
Yeah, they sold it. They sold the original Hoffman Estates building.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, because they closed the one in Memphis. What's it been, hun? 7 years? 8 years ago? The Sears?
Yeah. That was the last one, Dan, as a matter of fact, the one at Salem Mall. He remembers the one.
We used to stop at the original J.C. Penney.
Mm-hmm.
It's out in the middle of nowhere,
Is it?
or Wyoming.
Well, it was like they just delivered everything on the train, didn't they? It was like a catalog and just
Yeah.
Do they still own Sears Tower? I don't think it's even called Sears Tower anymore.
It is, but
Is it?
it's not owned by
I can't
Sears.
stock anymore.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, how's it going?
Fabulous. Didn't miss anything. We're just talking about Sears. You might know about Sears. You live up that way.
So our Sears are gone. We
Ours are
had
too. Yeah.
we had a mall, and it's still somewhat of a mall, but not really. And it had a
Mhm.
huge Sears, the big automotive center. And this mall, pretty good size, and it is just absolutely bare. That whole huge building with the shop has just been sitting empty. It's really sad.
It is.
You know, I
The
mean, I grew up
malls-
as a yeah.
The malls, period, are sad, dude. They're all
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
dying because now they're all want to do this outdoorsy, like small town walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live in Ohio and I live in Illinois. What
Yes.
great weather to go shopping, you know.
Yeah,
No.
outside. That's
I
that's
hate
they're
it.
all here. It's
Yeah.
all the ones they build now. Everything's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The novelty of malls is gone though.
It
You know,
is.
Right.
how old are you, John?
44.
So I'm 42. So same age group. Growing up, like this mall had an arcade,
Yeah.
movie
Mhm.
theater. It had
Yeah.
like literally everything. Music shop where you literally went and bought music, you
Mhm.
know, and you know, it was fun.
They
You know,
had
they
a
had
robust food court
huge food court.
where
Yeah.
people would
And-
hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would hang out, meet girls, you know, go here, go
Yeah.
do this.
Watch people
And-
go by.
Yeah, you know, and you know, oddly enough, like it was a big mall,
Mhm.
and you know, I'd be there with my friends and all that, and it, you know, not joking, it's like, hey, there's my grandma and grandpa because they're mall walking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
see friends, and I mean, it was great. And then
Yeah.
you know, the arcade goes away because of the technology today. The
Mhm.
music stuff goes away because of the technology. And the
Internet.
food court goes away, and it's gone.
Yep.
You know.
Well, the internet's
Yeah.
killed it all. The internet's killed it all. You know, malls are just a lot of them are vacant. They've put
Mhm.
carpet down. They've taken the personality out of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Our local mall, we're in coal country, and we had a coal car sitting in the mall.
Nice.
You know, brick bridge and all this cool
Yeah.
stuff. You had plants
Mhm.
inside, and then we were trying to save money, and they just cut all that out. But I think the original appeal of the mall, like malls came around in the '60s when nobody had air conditioning in their house,
Mm-hmm.
and so you could
Yeah.
go shop inside in air conditioning instead
Right.
of hot main street. Right? It was a new concept, and
And
now
they
that
always had
concept
the-
is completely outdated.
Yeah.
Our mall had a Woolworth with a cafe and also a what do you call that? It had Jewel Osco like grocery store attached to it too. There was a Montgomery Ward's, even a
Mhm.
J.C. Penney. So there was three huge stores that did automotive
Mhm.
stuff. And you know, I mean, I was a kid. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of cool stuff, but you know, it
Yeah,
was
ours
still-
had a-
I remember us getting a 13-inch color TV at Montgomery Ward
Yeah.
when I was little.
yeah.
We had the black and white 12-inch radio with a porthole until I was real little. My dad got
So-
a job working cable TV, and that was the inspiration.
Here's a good one for you, John. So J.C. Penney back in the day made a car line called AFX.
Yes.
And they actually had drag slicks made, and they were AFX cheater slicks. Mickey Thompson made them for them. They were exactly the same as the Challenger series. And a friend of mine out in Iowa, he's got a 67 Dart 383 4-speed car, and it came from Grand Spalding. And this guy that bought it, you know, he did the day two stuff immediately back then, and he had pictures and receipts, and the car actually had JCPenney slicks on it, and they were the 8.5, 9.5 inch size because it's an A body. And he was always wanting to find them and, you know, find some other stuff. I actually found a set locally because there was an old mechanic that worked in their shop that had tires, and I found an NOS set of them with an NOS like shifter and a gauge for them.
Nice.
And I mean, it was a little
sweet.
pricey. It was a little pricey, but you know, I ended up getting it for them, and it's like, you know, that type of stuff is still out there if you want to dig, you know.
Mhm.
But
My dad bought a Jeep top from JCPenney. They
Oh,
used
cool.
to sell car stuff in the day, and it's
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah.
gone now.
yeah,
Our whole culture's just gotten boiled down, and a lot of that stuff's gone. Malls are gone. I mean, nobody even wants to walk. Think about it. They don't want to walk from a parking lot into a mall anymore.
Mm-mm.
And air conditioning is not a novelty anymore. So
well, I mean, if you look at it, you know, yeah, this last 2 years has really made it even worse, in my opinion.
Oh,
it has.
yeah.
absolutely.
With
I
the
know,
you
15.
don't even have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to
Mhm.
do jack. Like you can do doctor's appointments, you know, sitting on your couch.
Teledoc.
And I understand there is some real, you know, there is some good to that, but at the same time, I'm old fashioned. You know, if I want to go buy a pair of shoes or a pair of pants, which I hardly ever do, I just wear them out until they're, you know, I get kicked out of public for indecent exposure. I want to go try them on, you know, I want to make sure. And that's like literally like all my jeans are the same jean because I know the brand size that fits me, and you can't go anywhere and really try anything on or do any of that.
You want to
Right.
hear something funny? You'll love this. So I got a pair of jeans at Belk, and they forgot to take the little security thing off of it.
Yeah.
Right. And I discovered it when I'm like, oh man. So I tried to get it off, put a magnet to it and everything. That thing was not coming off. Probably the reason they left it, they couldn't get off the magnet. So I'm like, well, that thing is like right at the belt. I'll just wear it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I clears my belt. I'm like, it's fine. So anyway, I just wear it. I don't even know. And I noticed it sets the alarm off at Kroger. It sets the alarm fly coming and going.
So you'd be the same age group. So you remember when everything was really big and expensive with CDs and all that, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
you go to like
Mhm.
Best Buy, and every CD, everything had that little white tag.
Yeah.
And they were serious. Like going through security, that went off, man. It was like a gang of people tackling you. We
Right.
would peel those off as kids, and we'd stick them on people's jackets. You're like, oh, sorry, run into them. So,
Hey,
No.
how you doing?
Well, the best is when you went in a place like Walden Books, and they would just open the expensive books and they would drop one of those paper ones that had the
Yes.
hole in it. Because when you found one of those, all that was gold. Because you could always throw that in somebody's pocket or their hood on their
Mhm.
sweatshirt or something.
you'll like this, Wilborn. So I do go to a bookstore here locally, and I'm probably the only person in that store that shops in the automotive section, and it keeps dwindling. But certain books I disagree with, I take them and I put them in the fiction section. And I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just like right there. And like these employees are like, what is this guy doing here? You know, and it's
Hey,
like,
Jeff, I bet
You put
and
this
I
in the
would put
wrong
same
place,
book
man.
in
Let
the
me
fiction
go put this where it
section,
needs to be.
yeah, you know, exactly.
too.
Exactly.
What you're talking about.
Yeah. I had somebody, like an employee, like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm putting these where they need to be.
Yeah, that's right.
And they had no idea what to do. So I just
Dreams
got
of
done
my
with what I,
father, fiction.
yes,
It was
yes. And
some
so,
of those, yeah. I know
yeah.
what you-
Yeah.
Rude Mopar
I get a
dude,
kick
what's
out of
up?
that. I get a kick out of doing that.
Rude Mopar dude said Epic Games just bought the mall closest to him for their global headquarters. Wow. That's
So
pretty
our
cool.
local mall almost sold to our local city, which has run the city I work in into the ground. And it's like, you guys have bought in like everything. Like, what are you going to do with this? You know, it's sad. I would love to see it the way it was when, years
Yeah,
ago.
because I had a blast when I was between 12 and about 16.
Yeah.
We were at the mall every day,
Mhm.
See, Dan,
hanging out, talking to people, seeing friends walk by. They'd BS for a little bit, and then they'd take off. Some more people come in. We talk to them, and
Yeah.
And
Cause
at
you
2
probably
o'clock
grew up.
in the
Yeah.
morning. That was your track.
You see Danny Boy got
Yeah.
kicked out of Kroger because he put a quarter on a mouse trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time, I don't remember where I got it. I think I was like at a gas station, saw it, but there was one of those tracks that looks like a $10 or $20 bill, right? And you
Yeah.
unfold it, and you realize what it is. So I'm like, okay. So I found that and I made some copies of it just because it's not real money. It doesn't even look. It's when you fold it in half and you see this much of it, it looks like. So we have a 2-story mall down the road, and I would wait till nobody was looking, and I would drop one from the top floor, and you'd watch people walk by, and their eyes would light up. Oh man, I just found a $10 bill. They open it. I'd spike it in the trash. Oh man, I thought I got to have enough people doing that. But you got to leave eventually. You don't want to get caught. See?
Yeah. Yeah, the mall stuff was great though, man. I mean, like I grew up in the generation of like when MTV was still cool, and
Yeah.
buying music was still cool. And if you had the extra money, you,
Music TV.
yeah, and like you would hear music on TV. You'd go to the store, wait for that album to release,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh, this is great. Now it's, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I listen to music digitally or on. I actually restore old stereo consoles. But I make them modern.
Nice.
They're hybrid tube amps, and I do turntables and they're Bluetooth. They're really cool. Like what I do is I make it so like the one I just did, it's neat, but like the emblems for them, like one of them's a Challenger, another one's a Trans Am.
Oh,
And-
okay.
But I'm guilty as it is, with listening to music online.
Mhm.
My friend Thomas, I was helping him move, and he was moving these ancient speakers. And he said, man, these speakers sound good, but I can't use them because they don't have a cable. I said, what do you need somebody to make a cable for? You're an engineer. Pin that thing out and make it. So he
Yeah.
started doing that. He pinned it out and he started 3D printing the connectors and making the cable and soldering them. And now he has a big business doing it, selling obsolete audio cables.
Oh,
He
nice.
makes all kinds of stuff. So if you have any weird speakers and stuff you need a cable for, I know exactly the guy that does it.
That stuff, I tell you what, that stuff's coming back. Like when I
Yeah.
was in college, I went
Turntables are
to
coming back.
yes, they are. Because when I went to college, I was going. It was electronics technology and engineering, and basically the guy that was like my main professor for every class was just huge into music, and he got people engaged because he was talking about music because everything was going really digital at the time and how analog
Yeah.
and digital music is totally different. Analog takes the whole sine wave versus digital cuts it up. And it's vinyl's coming back. You know, a good tube amp or a good like Marantz with a good needle and a fresh vinyl, like 180 gram. I mean, it sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that myself. I did indeed.
When we had our band together, we did everything on a reel-to-reel.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
My uncle
You could
still
set
has
it
a
and
reel-to-reel.
record, forget your recording, and then the good stuff would come out because it'd record all night long.
Yeah. That's my other hobby is music. I don't play, but I go to a lot of music festivals and concerts. My son's first concert he went to, he was 10 years old and I took him to go see the Rolling Stones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dad, what is that smell? I don't know. You'll understand when you're 16.
There's skunk around here?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my mom and stepdad had a big console radio.
Yeah.
It had the 8-track in it, AM, FM, a turntable, and it had a plug you could plug a TV into the back of it.
Oh, cool.
My grandmother had a big console. It was a quadraphonic sound.
Yep.
And it had everything in it.
remember
That
that.
thing was cool, man.
Was that the one you could adjust
Mm-hmm.
for every speaker to get
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
the
could
first
get
surround sounds.
Yeah. It was
There's-
cool.
There's a Zenith one they call the Draper because it was in a TV show, Mad Men, and it looks slick. It's like a mid-century modern design, and where the speakers are, it's wood, but you flip the levers and they fold out, so the sound can
Nice.
come out. It's neat. I've restored a couple of those, and
Yeah.
they're pretty neat.
friend of
Yeah,
mine,
I'll have to get with
Warbler.
you and get me a console like that. Like
Yeah,
you're
they're
talking
get-
about. That's all
They're
digital.
the last. I'll send you some pictures of them, Jason. The last couple of years, because everything's really been shut down and all that. Because there's a local guy that he's got like a vintage store, and he would find them for me. And man, just that stuff's getting harder to find. But I'm going to be getting back into that now that everything's opening back up.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat, man. I mean, like I listen to a lot of music, and it's one thing I hate. You seeing kids with these earbuds in there, and it's like that can't sound good.
Mm. I just
Actually,
always liked how they smelled.
Everybody listens to it on the
Yeah,
phone.
Like
and
an
it
old
don't sound
TV or
good.
an old stereo. I always liked how they smelled. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
like the tubes
I got-
burning and all the old
Yeah.
electrical wire and
yeah.
I got these over or outside ear headphones,
Yeah.
and these actually sound really good.
yeah, they do. These,
And the nice thing is you can put in earplugs at work, and I can still hear my music.
That's a good idea. That's a
yeah,
good
this
idea.
thing's crazy. The kids got me this for Christmas, and they sound really good. And the mic.
Yeah, I need to get one of those.
This is my work one.
Mm-hmm. They're so cheap now,
Yeah.
but
Bear Rose, what
You-
kind of music did your band play?
Oh, name it.
awesome.
Our last name was Hillbilly Bob and his Box of Rocks.
Nice.
Sounds like a little bit of rockabilly music.
yeah.
A lot of like Chili Peppers type stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So okay. My first concert, I went to private school, believe it or not. And yeah, it was just the way it was. It's like my mom and her family are immigrants, and who brought them over was like this Lutheran church. So I had to go to this little school, right? And
yeah.
so my
What's up,
first
Cletus?
concert, I told my mom I got late basketball practice, and I'm going to stay at my friend's house. That was a lie. It was 3 bands that were up and coming touring, and it was on our local Illinois State University campus. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers, Smashing Pumpkins, and Pearl Jam.
Awesome.
Smashing Pumpkins is from Ohio, right where we're at, from
It
Columbus.
was great.
Hmm.
It was 1991. I was 12 years old. It was really cool.
Last year we were supposed to see them with Stevie Wonder,
Nice.
and that oh man,
That would have been freaking awesome. I love
Mhm.
but
Stevie
they
Wonder.
canceled
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about
because of all
music,
of that.
I know I play guitar and Jeff plays guitar. Barros plays guitar. Are we bringing guitars to No Name Nationals for the?
Could do some.
Wilbur needs to
Kumbaya.
hire a band.
No,
Sounds like we're gonna have one.
It's already going to be a mess in those pits.
You're gonna have
The only thing is, you got to have a generator. So
Oh, I
if
got
somebody, if somebody wants a generator, then run a 100-foot cord from it so it doesn't drown.
Oh, wait a
out your
minute.
music, Go for it.
I got a
Travis was
generator.
talking about those portable nuclear power plants.
There
Yeah,
we go. We can bring one of those in on
I
a
would
trailer. Get an LM1000. We'll set that up. We got all the power we need.
I'm all for it.
65,000 screaming watts, and just let
Yeah.
her rip.
Hmm.
They'll hear us in Nashville.
This
That'll work.
This is going to be way too much of a sausage party as it is to make a concert out of it. But you'll knock it out.
Oh, all right.
The
Well,
Wilburn.
I'm getting up on over 2 hours here, so.
Oh
Well, I'll bring my acoustic, so that's all I'll say.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Freaking
Now, here's a
fun.
question for you: is it racing around the clock, John?
We're going to be racing as much as we can. The
Okay.
only thing that's going to be slow it down is, and God, I got to keep working on Dallas for this. The whole like if it was up to him alone, he would just open the track at 4 o'clock on Friday to give everybody time to get there. I said no,
Yeah.
no, sir. We're going to open as early as we possibly can on Friday. However, probably can't go hot on Friday too awfully early because everybody's going to be setting up
Mhm.
and rolling in. So probably can't go rolling too early on Friday, but we'll run until late. And then on Friday night, we'll run a bracket on Friday. We'll have call out stuff and the exhibition stuff Friday, and then do the burnout contest Friday night.
So the guys doing the call out stuff, are they going to get any chances to do like practice runs, or is it just
Well, we
Bam.
could do some time runs and stuff. We want to make sure everybody gets to go down the track at least 3 times, and then we'll adjust as we have time.
okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. And what slows that down? This is going to be an enormous number of inexperienced people on the track.
Yeah.
That's going to slow it down.
Mhm.
We're probably going to have oil downs to deal with. There's a lot of that stuff to deal with. So, and we don't know. This is an unknown. This is the largest group of inexperienced drag racers anybody's ever had. So there really is no way to know how well they're going to do.
So this is going to be like the first year of Sturgis.
We're going to find out. We're just going to see what happens.
Now, John, is there going to be EMTs there?
What's that?
You got
Yeah.
EMTs coming?
He'll have to
yeah.
have one
Oh,
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be really costly too because
Yep.
those guys are in high demand and those are long days and but of course
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
They'll have
you
to have
guys are
one
up
there.
I keep
against
a
on
trauma
that.
kit. I keep a trauma kit in my pit anyway, so it'll be
Yeah.
up on the canopy, a red bag. So
Good.
if you lose a leg in the pit, I might get there first, and if I like you, I might do something about it.
Put it on. That's the trophy.
There we go. Yeah.
The stump.
The
And my
stump.
wife's a doctor, so
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring a
Arrow,
chainsaw so we can do cutoffs.
Well, I mean, there's going to be all kinds of good dangerous
We'll have a
stuff.
fire going so we can crawl
Saturday,
around.
Saturday will be a
There we
real
go.
day. Saturday will be exhibition call out stuff all day long.
That's going to be a fun. That's going to be a fun.
Yeah.
That is going to be a blast.
Well, guys, it's 9:30. I got to be up at 5.
Yeah. I'm in
Yeah.
the same boat, brother.
So
Man.
I'm going to holler at y'all later.
Yeah, definitely.
comes early.
Darrows, when did your band run?
Oh,
And
through
and
the
how old were
90s.
you when you were doing this when in this band? It's kind of
Too young.
okay.
Too young, too drunk.
It happens.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of that time. But Captain Morgan knows it very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just screwed around.
Cool.
Monster
I-
trucks, drag
I
racing.
was on Oprah. I can say that for
Were
about
you?
2.5 seconds. I was on
Really?
Oprah.
Did you get a free car?
No, I'm still waiting on it. I was sitting in on with another band in Salt Lake, and the guy there was doing a makeover. They was cutting his hair and blah blah blah, and they showed a clip, and I was in there. That was the closest, like not even 5 minutes of fame. It was like a second and a half. There I was.
Neat.
I was out working on another Ford out in the shop, and my wife come running in, and she had her phone. What the heck are you doing on Oprah? And I said, I've never been on Oprah. You're right here. That was
Did
fun.
not do it on purpose, huh? What's up, Rabbit Transit?
Rapid Transit J.
Yeah.
Yep.
500 subscriber J.
Yeah.
How many are at 500, John?
Four. And the
Four?
next one was you're the next closest. And Travis is right behind you, and then Barrows is right behind him.
Boom, boom, boom.
So we're all right
got
there.
the top.
I-
we had the,
Actually, I've got the list ranked, and it's a declassified list. But as of this afternoon, I have two hacks at 435, Travis at
We
420,
should act.
Barrows at 419, Mopar Man 1978 at 416 somehow, Dust Devil Garage at 412, Torque Racing Production 409, Wild Rose Garage 404.
I doubled in
That's
2 weeks.
strange. Because
Well,
I've been
here's
as
the
high
thing.
as 428.
But here's the thing: after that, it drops off like Bubba Ayers 370, Jerry 302, Big Block 402, 289, Big Mike Soupy Barn 228. So see, only the guys in the 400 are even close together. It really spreads out quick and fast after that. Most of the guys are hovering down in the I haven't really put my feet in the pool yet.
Mhm. Don
What's
has
the-
9.
Well, I mean,
I'm one of them, Don. I'm one of them.
I mean, our yeah.
we've got
I'm one of them.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys registered who have under 100. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 who have 100 and some, and only 3 that have in the 200s, and only 2 that have in the 300s, and the group of y'all in the 4.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm subbed to all of you in the
Yeah, I am too.
chat.
Anybody's,
I got all you.
I mean, what helped me, John, in our
36.
channel.
And if you want people to subscribe, you should use the account that you want to get the subscribers for.
Yes.
That's you really should be using
Yeah.
that account if you're going to be looking for subs for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Levi's got 133 on my list. Yep.
I know what helped me, John, was the call out we did.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
Yeah, you know
I
that
know.
that helped a ton. You know, it was, and you know,
yeah.
like we talked about it before we did that. You know, and it was just like boom, exploded.
The thing about call outs,
You went right by me. I was going along, and all of a sudden you went. Poof.
hopefully,
It was it was crazy.
hopefully people will look at this year and learn what not to do. So
Mhm.
so if you make a huge call out that never acknowledges you, there's no value in that at all.
No,
Okay. If you make a call out, especially a big channel, but I'm trying to keep people away from just all looking at big channels for subs because clearly you don't have to do it that way.
Nope.
But what I'm saying is when the other channel reciprocates, it greatly magnifies the value of the call out. And some of these guys didn't think about it. And we just let them do their thing this year just to see how it worked. And it's working okay.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they'll look at this year and figure out how to do their call outs for next year.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Because like the way that one went down, it was, if you want to call it behind the scenes,
One week into this thing, I was sitting there because I was way too busy the first week to even think about it. But 1 week into this thing, I said, man, I would love to just be at this event as a participant. I said, I would call out that holy goat with my roach runner. And
So, yeah. It's kind of funny because before this, I had showed my friend Kyle with his pretty GTO, that car, and he's like, what the F, and he saw the story and he's like, holy crap. And we were watching it and we were getting more out there. And then somebody had contacted me that was a friend of him and said something. And I reached out to him and it was like, great idea. You just do it. And I said, well, I'm going to wait until I'm closer. He's like, no, just do it now, and it's like, all right.
Aren't you glad you didn't wait? That would have.
I am. And, he did his return video on it and it's hilarious. And I was talking to him and I said, well, I'm going to make another one because he's calling it a death match. So I got something funny planned, just to play it up as comical. Because, like, if you guys knew me in person, I am not a serious person. I'm like the kid that got in trouble in class all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm a jokester. So that's the side of the YouTube I want to get more out there having fun with.
We have so many of these guys who.
It's easier too.
Well, they're making announcements and they don't want to register. And I'm like, you don't want to risk $75. I mean, really, you look at the benefit you're giving up. I mean, when you guys get close, a lot of times we help push you over, or we have other opportunities. We cannot. We have so many channels registered that it would be totally unfair to be pushing a channel who hasn't even risked so much as an entry fee, and we're pushing them over the guys who've registered. That'd be totally unfair. So we're not doing that anymore. And anyway, so I'm just going off who's registered now.
Yeah,
because we have, like right now, every single page of this is a registration.
Holy shit.
And these are double-sided print. One page is a registration. That's how, I can't spend time on the people who won't risk an entry fee.
Yeah.
And, if you think about it, John, like, I'm looking out further, and if you have a channel that it gets that 500 and you're there, well, let's say you end up calling somebody out big and this is, all over the internet, people are going to go look at you, subscribe. And like Ruben from Muscle Car Madness made a good point. I was listening the other night. He said something like, man, it took me forever to get here. You guys are lucky this event's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, I like it. Like, I like to just jump out of the plane with, did I have a parachute on or not?
Look at the springboard.
Same here, man.
Same channel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unreal what you get, because when I look at the comments on all these videos, I'm seeing the other people in the same boat with support, and they're all commenting, they're all liking and sharing and subscribing, and look at the compound effect it has to get a channel off the ground.
Oh,
yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And really, like, for me, it was like, okay, it's going to change everything I'm going to do with this car. I'm just going to pay the registration. I'm going to, get this going, and we're going to have fun with it. And my buddy's like,
subscriber.
I know. And then, like, other people started hopping on, and then, like, I saw Bear Rose, and I saw LB Bruin's car. All these cars, I'm like, and I like all the cars. I'm very partial to Mopar, even though I'm running a Ford. But
And a GTO.
And a GTO. But, exactly. And a Honda, And so with that, it's like, to me, it's like, man, this is all cool. You're going to have just this massive, massive variety. And I'm a curious person with stuff. So it's like, I saw Shop 209's car, and it's like, okay, he's not going a crazy build, but he's setting it up nice. It's lightweight, small cubes. I kind of like the other end of it of, 10,000 pounds of Ford midlife crisis with a big motor going against it, the power to weight ratio. And then it's, you got Kyle's GTO that's pretty high-tech motor versus the Holy Goat that is what it is. So it's a nice contrast, It'll be fun. I'm already looking at my 2023 car already.
Well,
John,
the race.
Oh, yeah.
The race.
2025.
To it. Yeah. The race before the race is adding a lot to this. And the trolls, of course, complain about it. They just think this is, they're complaining about the 500 subs, but you got to realize when a person gets to 500 subs, it means a few things. One, it means they were willing to give up a little bit of their anonymity to do it,
Yes.
which means they have to be more accountable because you got your real face on camera and you are accountable for what you put out there.
Yes.
So you have to act in a way that you can own your work. And it shows that a person has enough creativity and discipline and has built enough of an audience to, help with ticket sales and all that kind of thing. Your event is better when you have people who are willing to do this because it weeds a lot of people out that your event will be better off without. Not saying you wouldn't have some great people in there with no subs, but I'm just saying this adds a dimension to this event that's helpful to it.
Right. And if you do get an opportunity to have someone with a bigger channel that acknowledges you, and checks your page out or whatever, says, yeah, that person's giving you a chance. That's like joking around behind the scenes. He's like, oh man, I'm signing for an ass kick. And it's like, you never know, man. It doesn't even matter. It's just go out there, have fun. You literally have someone like us who are no names versus somebody that has a name, and it's just going out there and having a blast. We're all going to know each other very well, but people are going to get to know us better because of these videos. And Bear Rose is going to show up with a monster truck and, drive to the pits at 4 a.m.
You know what?
But
Bump, bump.
if you look at what
I'm
this
gonna be hanging out the back. I'm like,
yeah,
if you look at what this has done to get the channels launched, just wait till you're making all this video and content and all the stuff
Yes.
you'll be able to do at the event.
yeah, it has.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
it is. And it's going to be a blast, and, like right now I'm doing everything on my phone and I am blowing way too much money on a car I really shouldn't be, but I don't really give a shit. It's just for fun, and I'm looking at 2023 and I was talking to my buddy. It's like, we're going to get some GoPros. My son likes technology. He likes drones. So this summer when we're doing burnout cruising videos, I'm going to give him a drone to do like aerial shots, and just make it more involved on the video side. But until I really get there and have more stuff wrapped up with the car, I'm going to stick to, my free video editor, my iPhone, and
Your presentation is good and what you're doing is great. I would just stick with that and wait till you have, there's a
Yes.
saying, don't upgrade your drive shaft until you twist the stock one in half.
yes,
Well, don't outgrow, you don't outgrow your video stuff until you say, you know what, I wanted to do this and I need this to do it. When you really get to that point, I think when you get to the upgrade.
and I know where I know that point kind of. It's subscription. There's a subscriber count that I want to get to, and also it's the aspect of, are these cars done? Are we able to go have the stupid fun that you see in other videos people are doing to be able to record?
And see Andy
So
at Unity Motorsports, he does
You
everything
would.
on his phone. Does everything on his phone.
Yeah,
So,
he does
don't.
everything on his phone. Just
Yeah.
Mopar Joe does everything on his phone.
Yep.
Whistling Diesel did just filmed almost everything with phones until very
Mhm.
recently.
yeah,
I mean, you can do a lot just with the phone.
Yeah. And that's why I started watching Jason's channel, because
Mhm.
he was giving all these tips.
Yeah,
You know,
I have GoPros. I think they're a pain in the ass.
I got
really
two
do.
of them, and
Yeah.
I never use them.
They shut off when
I
they want
can't do-
to.
yep.
I
The
don't like 'em.
audio sucks,
We're
Yep.
gonna
and the screen is this freaking big.
yeah, that's the
Now the
And it's
new
a
one,
touch screen, and I
the new
fingers.
see, and I'm lucky. My kids buy me stuff for like Father's Day and Christmas. I don't buy any of the stuff, but the last one they bought me, you can actually link your phone to it and use this as the monitor.
Oh, see, that's what I want to
Yeah.
get. What
So-
what was that camera?
It's a 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Idiocracy.
I got
Are
a
you
7.
planning on coming to No Name Nationals?
I think it's a 7.
I
Yeah.
think everybody in the chat is coming to No Name Nationals if Idiocracy is.
Yeah.
For action shots, though, like putting them on the side of the car, on your helmet.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, like hanging it
They're
off the
good
back
for that.
bumper.
See,
looking
we're
at the
gonna get a couple
suspension.
the burnout stuff,
Yeah.
even some stuff where if you can get it attached to the hood and watch the throttle blades work,
Mhm.
and stuff fly off and break or whatever.
Idiocracy is the only person that's been in the comments for the last 5 minutes who isn't going.
Come on.
Come on.
It's for a good cause.
Bring one of
Wendy's
your
not.
electric.
Don didn't get you a ticket, Wendy. What's up with that?
Go me.
Wendy's gonna go hang out with Idiocracy.
He's the oddball.
You know,
all
and
good.
really, John, you know, what's cool about this, you know, when you put it, almost everything in perspective, pretty much everybody has a real job in life, kids or whatever, and they're trying to find time to do all this. I'm burning the candle
Now
at
you
both
have
ends of the
2
stick
jobs.
sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, and you know, that's what makes it cool too. It's a very level playing field,
Mhm.
and it
But
really
you know,
does
this
come
is the
down to it.
only- this
And
is
you
the-
see
the-
glimpses of it,
Yeah.
you know, and you get to kind of know everybody.
You know,
It's really cool.
I started
is.
This is
something.
the only place where you can meet all of the YouTubers. There is nowhere else.
No.
It's
Mhm.
this. This is it.
I
Yeah.
started something today. I actually was like, with my phone. So I was walking up to the shop. Well, it's not the shop, you know. I work for the county, so it's this huge place. Like I walked up and I recorded when I clocked in, and you know, like open and close my locker. So I was kind of like doing a you know, day in the life type of thing. And I figured I'll record. You know, I've worked on like I was cutting something with a torch, or you know. So I thought, well, maybe
Oh, I
I'll make
saw
a little
that.
video. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll probably make a video like that, you know, just to show like this is what I do, you know, from 7 in the morning until 3:30 ish,
So
you know.
there was one night I was leaving my buddy's shop because we live about
Woo,
30 miles
spider.
apart, and there was all that snow and ice. You couldn't even see where a road is. So I put my phone
You see that
like
spider?
on my dash. I'm sitting here like I was gonna edit this video, me just like going through crap. Like, hey, this is the reality of working on these cars, driving forth and back in shit weather. I never hit record.
Oh,
It was like 1:30 in the morning. It's like, and I'm like looking over, and I'm hitting this drift, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna make a great video. And I get home and I'm like, I forgot to hit record.
I have done that so
Yep.
many times. I'm
Or
like,
you
oh,
push
this is cool.
picture instead of video.
Oh yeah, we do that a lot of that time lapse stuff, and we had a lot going on working on something, and we did it in slow motion. I'm like, there's no way someone's gonna watch 5 minutes of stuff that takes 2 hours. Like that.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Sunday, I was pulling the head off of a 5.3. It's one of the displacement on demand engines, and I was replacing the lifters for the ones that
Yeah.
kills the cylinders. And the GoPro, the freaking GoPro, I thought I had it on hyperlapse. No, I took a picture. And the
Yep.
thing sat there and watched me for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it.
Yeah, that you do that, and you're like, oh no, you got to be kidding me. That's happened to us a couple times.
I didn't realize it till last night. I brought it down here and I got the memory card. I was like, oh, I want to download this video. And I'm like, well, that downloaded really quick. And I click on it and it's like, boop. It's actually this picture.
A picture. Yeah.
Like,
I'm realizing why people always like GoPros. I've noticed are like bumper stickers. You never see just one, and there's a reason. It's because they can't depend on one.
no, you can't.
So they have to
You can't.
make sure they get their footage.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you got to make sure of that. And you're right. You really can't tell. I had some GoPros years ago when I was filming a lot of drag racing stuff, and I would put some stuff in some guys' cars. And I remember this guy had this Pontiac. It was a nostalgia super stocker. This thing would just, up and down all over the place, and like never got any of that footage. And it's like, I showed him what to do, and it just didn't work. Oh, there's
There's the little killer cat. I don't know if you can see it real well.
oh yeah.
That was when she was
Looks-
a baby. That's when she had that mouse. She's like hovering over it. It was hilarious. But anyhow, I
And
really do need to get off here.
oh,
It's time for the monsters to come out over here.
Yeah, here too.
There you
I
go.
even have the Canon EOS, but I
Mhm.
don't use it for nothing.
I use mine just for stills.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It does good video, but the audio is horrible. But I had that. I've had one of those for years for doing stills. So, but anyhow, but yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock here.
Ooh.
Yeah. What did we miss? Yeah. Have a good night, LB.
Good night, LB.
But yeah, it was a fun night though. I mean, we've been on here for 2.5 hours, believe it or not.
I started to make a spreadsheet out of all of that,
Hmm.
and I hate Excel. So I decided to make an
Yeah.
old school book out of it.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
I like that better. And I can just write in what I want.
Yeah, you might as well. That way, if you got any notes you need to make or
Yeah.
somebody's phone number, email, blah blah. Yeah, just write it in
more
there.
because sometimes I need to get something to these folks. But
This is
Yeah.
I got
this is my
paper
brain.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
See,
yeah. Look at my desk.
And
like I said, like everything I do is technology related, and I still do pads of paper. You know, to me, it's much easier.
this
This is
screen
what's
has
on
been
my
open
desk.
for 2 weeks, and it's still here. It hasn't gone black.
God, it's distributed.
my desk is a little different.
Well, mine's a little odd too. Like my work desk that I'm working from home. Let's see what I got. I got a pad of paper, a bottle of water. No idea why there's a Nutri-Grain thing and a thing of Dusseldorf mustard. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking for work tomorrow.
I like to
Don't dip it in there and
Yeah.
when I find a lock
Breakfast
like
of
this,
champions.
if I find a lock that had no combo, I'll grab it, and then when I'm waiting for something to download, I'll work on opening
play
it.
with it.
I
Yeah.
feel, if you can usually feel the gates in them and
Yep.
open them up.
Yeah,
So
those
this is
are
the one
easy.
I'm working on now.
Those are easy to get open.
Yeah, you never have to buy a lock if you know what you're doing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Well,
Well, I do kindly appreciate it, gentlemen. It
good
was
life.
fun. Yep.
Good life, Jason.
Yep. Thanks, man. We'll do
Well,
it
you
again.
all have a good night.
You too, man. Take care.
Later.
Be good.
I gotta
See
say-
y'all.
See you, man. Take care.
Mr. Barrows, Mr.
Good
Jason.
seeing y'all.
See you guys. I
Where's
appreciate.
that button?
Yeah. The kill button. Yeah,
See
thanks to all
y'all.
my mods. Take care, Barrows. I appreciate everybody stopping by. It was a good one, as usual, and it gets better every week, seems like. So, but everybody have a good. Everybody definitely have a good week and get out there and fix something. So I will see you all on the flip side. Peace.